Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got no time for that limelight. I'm from California, man, I guess we'll start with that. Banged out starter caps, glued to the cul-de-sac, looking like an artifact, trying to get their money back. Yellow jackets coming, mom about to have a heart attack. Southeast San Diego, we was at the heart of that. You moved about the hood, my nigga, you ain't want no part of that. Move to work and let the money drip the laundry mat. I pray to God the homie get his little daughter back. So many problems and it's not even a part of rap. So many suckers and they hating and they copycat. And life is bigger than these bitches that you hollered at. And if you bleed a dollar, better get $3 back. And all I'm giving is the facts. Pay attention to the stats and never making mention of the jacks. Gotta keep the money stacked, work your way through the traps. Money motivated to the max. Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my mind, got my money in my mind, right? Money on my
Yeah, there I is. What's up with y'all, man? Cali Dre is in the motherfucking building, man. For those that don't know, this my show. You know what I'm saying? This me. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we're gonna run through a bunch of shit tonight, man. I ain't gonna waste a whole bunch of time. The first couple segments, man, we gonna kind of get through it kind of quick because I really want to spend some time tonight on some of these breakdowns of some of these other stories that I got. So sit back, relax, man, because we finna get right. You know what I mean? I'm finna get y'all right in this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm talking about? Let me pull my threads up first and foremost. We ain't gonna spend too much time over here on threads, but it is a couple things that I did want to discuss. You know what I'm talking about? And so I'm gonna take the opportunity and the time right now to get that shit done. You did? Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, let's dive into this, man, because I got a whole bunch of shit to say about all this shit tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what your boy, we finna get some more best blogging in tonight because it's a whole bunch of goof ass shit going on in the world, and we gonna speak on it, man. Listen, I ain't gonna get too political tonight, but I want to try to kind of start with this meme, man, because I think this meme is a very good encapsulation of what's going on and where we at in this country, man. You know what I'm saying? Trump holding a sign that says I love the poorly educated." As you can see, he's got looks like the old school. You know what I mean? Like when they used to go fishing. You know what I'm saying? Got the stick and the strings, and on the bottom of them strings, you got DEI, you got woke, you got they're eating dogs. They got all kind of trends. So these are the issues that the MAGA base is like their red meat. He's holding that out there like red meat, and the real problem is the motherfucker holding the stick. Healthcare, housing, good jobs, education. That's what he's harboring. And so I thought this was a great illustration of what this administration and its cronies are up to in this country, man. Moving right along. I'm moving right along. What else did I want to get into, man? Um, Yeah. Don't sleep with your motherfucking charger on the bed. Let's look at this shit. Stop sleeping with your phone while it's on the charge, or your shit gonna blow up just like this, man. Yeah. Up in smoke. You know what I'm talking about? The Up in Smoke tour continues with your ass if you keep sleeping with that phone and the charger. You know what I'm talking about? So definitely be safe, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're safe. Make sure that you know what I mean, stepping up your protocol game, because these products, you know what I mean, we want them to be safe, but they're not as always as safe as we think they is. And sometimes shit can get out of control with them, man. I thought this was kind of crazy, man. Minnesota man who is running for governor pulls up on a local gangbanger in his city and tells them they gotta leave. Yeah, yeah. What the fuck is this? You know, oh really? Oh really?
I'll make you famous, family. I'll even zoom in on you. That's what I thought, motherfucker.
You see, he got up out that motherfucker too.
That's what you get. These motherfuckers think they run the state.
What up?
We'll see who runs this fucking state when I'm governor. I'll run these gangbangers the fuck right back out of the goddamn Twin Cities. You watch me.
Yeah, and that's how they think about y'all, man. Flip mode action. What's up with you, man? You know I needed this right here, man. You know I needed this right here. Much appreciated. You know what I mean? But yeah. So this the dude that's running for the Minnesota governor. He said he getting all the gangbangers up out of Minnesota come hell or high water. Y'all gonna get y'all ass up out of this motherfucker, man. So we'll see how that campaign, how that shit goes. You know what I'm talking about? It's been this graduation season too, man. It's been a bunch of activity at graduations and shit, man. Parents fight over the seating at a kindergarten graduation, leaving one person hospitalized and another motherfucker got arrested, bro.
Viewers sent us
Get it together, parents.
Of that fight this morning.
According to a police report, police were called out to Queen of Apostles School on Cortland Avenue after several people were involved in a fight. Police say a 26-year-old suffered a head injury and was taken to the hospital.
Now, according to an affidavit filed in Toledo Muni Court, Jessica Anderson allegedly grabbed a person's hair and struck her head against a chair, causing the victim to need stitches. Police said Anderson was arrested at the scene and faces a felonious assault charge. She is due in court tomorrow.
Our newsroom is talking to a parent that was...
Oh, no, this assault wasn't felonious. This is most definitely very much accurate. This ain't felonious. What's with the felonious? Look, I ain't gonna spend too much time on this, but this shit don't look felonious. It looked pretty motherfucking intentional to me.
Portland Avenue after several people were involved in a fight. Police say a 26-year-old suffered a head injury and was taken to the hospital.
Now, according to an affidavit filed in Toledo Muni Court, Jessica Anderson allegedly grabbed a person's hair and struck her head against a chair, causing the victim to need stitches. Police said Anderson was arrested at the scene and faces a felonious assault charge. She is due in court tomorrow.
Our newsroom is talking to a parent that was there. We'll bring you the full story tonight on WTOL 11 News at 11.
Yeah, man, felonious assault charge. Parents fighting over the seating at a kindergarten graduation, man. It's graduation season, man. Y'all supposed to be happy out there. Motherfuckers is turned up. Parents is turned up. Going WWE all in the goddamn crowd and shit. Nah, y'all thought, man, listen, I told y'all it's graduation season and shit is turned up. 5 people arrested after a fight breaks out during a Kings Canyon Unified graduation, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, they getting to it. Cap and gowns to the ground. Cap and gowns to the ground. When I hit you, you ain't gonna make a sound. You know what I'm saying? Cap and gowns to the ground. When I knock your ass out, you ain't gonna make a motherfucking sound. That's what we got going on right here. It's graduation season. Motherfuckers is turned up all the way to the max, man. So, yeah. I mean, shit. This what America look like right now. This what it's looking like right now. You know what I'm talking about? Can't even go celebrate your achievements in this motherfucker without a bunch of fuckery. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was pretty interesting, man. What else, man? We're gonna run through this threads because I got a bunch of stories I want to look at. But presidential stock trades. Obama had 0. Joe Biden had 0. Trump had 3,700. Let's just throw that out there. You know what I mean? What else we got on this shit, man? Defense Attorney Pete Hegseth removes Black Navy officer from military promotion list. Let me say that again. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth removes Black Navy officers from the military promotion list. Yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking interesting. Miami New Times is reporting that it was Jeffrey Epstein who introduced Melania Trump to ex models claims. So it was Jeffrey Epstein who introduced Melania to Trump ex model claims. I'm sorry, I fucked that whole remix up. You know, fuck that whole shit up. But hey, players fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Players fuck up. Yeah. Hey, shout out to the Twitch channel, man. Make sure y'all subscribing to the Twitch as well as the Kick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Flip Mode Action. You know what I mean? Bringing that information we need so desperately, man. What else we got in here, man? What else we want to talk about? I thought this was pretty fucking interesting. Listen, Lebanon. Shout out to Lebanon. If you're from Lebanon in this motherfucker, Lebanon, stand up. Mia Khalifa say she going viral for saying that she got intentions to resume content creation in order to support fundraising efforts in Lebanon. Oh yeah. Mia Khalifa finna go back to making that ass clap for Lebanon. Shout out to Mia Khalifa, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold the fuck up, man. Hold the fuck up, man. Mia Khalifa, man. You know what I mean? She finna get back to work for Lebanon. You know what I'm saying? Baby. You know what I'm saying? Be all you can be. Do what you got to do for the homeland. You know what I mean? She about to go back to creating content. If y'all don't know, Mia Khalifa was an adult film actress. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know. So Mia Khalifa says she's going back to creating content. Now, I don't know if this is going to be adult content. I don't know what kind of content this is. I don't want to get too heavy. But the fact that Mia Khalifa is going back to porn for Lebanon, hey, I think that's admirable. You know what I'm saying? I think that's admirable right there. You feel me? Ladies, we need more of this. Like, I need more dedication from y'all. You know what I mean? I need y'all to have that Mia Khalifa dedication out this motherfucker for your boy Cali Dre, man. You know what I mean? Act like I'm Lebanon out this motherfucker and get to work. All right, I think I spent enough time on that. What else we got, man? That story warms my heart. I gotta show it one more time because it just warms my heart. You know what I mean? Mia Khalifa doing what she needs to do for her country. You know what I mean? I need that kind of dedication on my squad, on my team, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come on, man. So, yeah, I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that little segment right there. What else we got, man? I don't want to spend too much time on this thread because I got a bunch of shit I want to talk about. Woman arrested after posing as a Costco sample lady was handing out shots of tequila in tiny ketchup cups to celebrate the weekend. Ain't that about a bitch? This lady that took her ass up to Costco, pretend like she a damn employee and start handing out shots of tequila to the customers. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. Where else we going, man? Where else we going? I don't really want to dive into too much politics, man. I'm gonna say that shit for tomorrow. Where else did I want to go with this? I thought this was pretty fucking interesting. Bro unlocked the basement code. Deadlifting man goes viral. And y'all about to see why. Oh, shit. Let me spin that back. Shout out to Letitia Davis in the building. What's up with you, man? Look. He getting his deadlift on. Next thing you know, the whole goddamn floor collapsed.
I'm good. I'm down here.
And they said, I'm good. I'm down here. Nah, you ain't good, bro. You done fell through the motherfucking floor on this thing. That's kind of the shit I was zoning out on today. Anytime I can catch Donald Trump falling asleep at the wheel, we definitely gonna highlight that shit.
An economy, a community, a family.
Time. That's what we going with tonight.
Too long
of
a job, an economy, a community.
They talking about jobs and your jobs and your economy, and Trump ass over here sleep at the wheel.
Community, a family, and for too long, warmth of a job, an economy, a community, a family.
Yeah. He look like my grandmama, nigga. Used to be falling asleep in the rocket chair. I look over there, Mama, you sleep? No, I ain't sleep. I'm just resting my eyes. Nah, nigga, you sleep. Wake your punk ass up and get to work, nigga. People out of work. We need jobs. We need bread. You feel me? So yeah, I thought that shit was pretty funny, man. Hey, listen, if y'all live in a big city, you might want to be careful of these manholes, man, because they taking motherfuckers out the game. Manhole cover completely takes this woman out the game. As y'all, she took all of it too on the chin, fell straight through the hull. Yeah, she gone. Don't nobody know where she gone. Look, she gone. She walking. She was chilling. She was just breezing, walking through the breeze on the Sunday. And next thing you know, manhole cover take her whole chin, and she fall through the cracks, man. This is how. Listen, this right here. I'm gonna make a deeper point on this shit. This is how. This is what America's doing. America's sinking through the manhole of life right now. That's how I feel. This is how I feel. This is what's happening to the country. Just like she's falling through this fucking hole right now. We falling through a fucking hole. I'm trying to make this shit make as close a sense as I can. You know what I'm saying? This is where we at right here. The country is this woman. Donald Trump is that manhole. And he just fucked us all up. That's kind of where I'm going with this shit. Oh, listen. This bitch right here strong. This is all I can tell you. She carried her man while he was drunk, like he was one of the homies. Open the screen, Open the screen, You going to the couch. Listen, she done carried this nigga from all the way outside the car into the couch. Off gangster shit. Open the screen, You going to the couch. Don't play with her. What are you talking about? Hey fellas, which one of y'all hitting that? Who hitting that? Let me know in the comments. Who hitting that? Don't play with her. Who's signing up for that? Who's signing up for that right there? Her and her homegirl. They pull up. You know what I mean? You faded. They gonna carry your ass. They gonna carry your drunk ass in the house. Please believe. Sometimes you need that. Listen, sometimes you need a woman that can, you know what I'm saying, that take control, nigga, that get you where you need to be, nigga. You know what I mean? You went out with a crash for the second year of your birthday. Happy 30th fucking birthday. And they treat him like a little bitch. They just got the camera pointed on, talking shit to him. Yeah, bro, you done lost some points tonight, my nigga. You gonna wake up tomorrow and there's gonna be a whole new leader of the household, my nigga. And it ain't gonna be you. We're going to spend some more time on this, but I wanted to run this story right here. Say Key Glock escorted out of Houston club before shooting and chaos erupts. So we definitely going to spend a little bit more time on that. But I want to run this little clip real quick. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, so this Key Glock release party, they say it was all kind of commotion and all kind of shit going on, man. Okay, so yeah, shots most definitely rang out. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little later, man. But I just wanted to run that clip. We definitely gonna dig a little deeper into that situation, man. Yo, I don't know if y'all seen this, man. Adrian Broner's little brother and Ray J get into a fight, ending up with Ray J calling his Pyru blood homies to wait outside.
Hey, don't get raped tonight. Don't get raped tonight. Don't get raped tonight. Bro, what is my number though? Bro, you should stop it. Yeah, bro, what is my number? You's a cocksucker, nigga. You's a cocksucker.
Oh, shit.
You don't want to kill that nigga. Hey, you don't want to kill him with kindness, bro. Then a nigga. He's not in the character.
That nigga said he gonna kill him with kindness.
Get outside. Why they put the fight over? You don't want to kill. No, I said.
Yeah, so that's what's going on in Ray J world, man. Yeah, we'll double back on that some other time. You know what I'm saying? What else? What else we got? Hey, check this out. Check this out. Milli Vanilli's Fab Moran breaks and confirms I cannot perform at Trump's Freedom 250. Who the fuck knew Milli Vanilli was still performing? And who the fuck invited Milli Vanilli to perform at Trump's Freedom 250? That's the first fucking question. That's the first two questions. Where the fuck Milli Vanilli been since 94? Since they found out the motherfucker was out there lip syncing and shit. Mike wasn't even goddamn cut on, but these niggas out there blaming on the rain. Yeah, nigga, come on. You motherfuckers is a fraud. I'm still mad at these niggas, bruh. I remember I told my auntie one day, I was like, Milli Vanilli about to be the dopest group ever. You wait and see. Nigga, 2 months later, we found out these niggas' mics wasn't even cut on. They can't sing worth a motherfucker. So, yeah, I don't know. This shit kind of threw me for a loop right here. Milli Vanilli still active out here.
We heard on Friday, your team told us that you were still intending to perform in Washington, D.C. for the Freedom 250 concert. Is that still the case tonight?
It's not the case tonight. This is why I'm here. I'm here to talk to you about this whole thing. So, at first, when this idea came to me, I live in Europe. So my team in Europe received the dates. We looked at the dates. Okay, the Great American State Fair. And the cherry on top was 250 years anniversary of America. I've learned a lot of lessons in America, hard lessons that I never forgot to this day. So, the difference between working hard.
Yeah, nigga, don't lip sync.
Thinking big, thinking bigger, resilience, believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. So for me, I felt like it was a special moment, a full circle moment. So I was excited. And, that's what it was. A state fair in Washington, D.C. That's all it was to begin with.
Well, how was that told to you? They told you that it was going to be just a performance to celebrate the United States of America? What changed then?
Well, what happened is when I saw Young MC pulled out, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Why is he pulling out? Because does he know anything that I don't know? What does he know that I don't know? I was thinking. So I was a little worried there. And then one after the next, people started to leave. But I was told by my team, who was told by another team, there's no political entanglement, there's no political alignment. It's just a free show for the people. I was there to unite the people, to bring people together, to have them walk down memory lane, celebrate life. Some people that were there, that would be there, were there when my music came out.
So basically, Milli Vanilli still trying to do some shows. He was supposed to perform at whatever this Trump 250 shit is, and they told the nigga nah. Or I guess he's seen Young MC pull out, and he wondering why he's still in the show. So I guess he's pulling out now. I'm still kind of confused at what the fuck is going on. It's still blowing me away that Milli Vanilli is still out this bitch performing. I thought that whole scandal was up about 30 years ago. So I guess they got one over on your boy because Milli Vanilli still out here performing. For all you motherfuckers hating, Milli Vanilli still out here getting his bag. At least Milli. I maybe one of them is dead. I thought one of them died too. Somebody said I thought one of it's just Milli or Vanilli. I don't know which one he was, but Vanilli is still out here trying to get this bag. So I thought that shit was pretty interesting. Yeah. What else we got, man? What else we got? Bro said he found a method to get these young hoes.
Playing the game on hard mode, trying to chase after these young hoes. I had to change my settings. Now all I gotta do now, sit back and wait. Yeah. Woo!
He said this is the secret to knock down the young hoes.
Tired of playing the game on hard mode, trying to chase after these young hoes. I had to change my settings. Now all I gotta do now, sit back and wait. Yeah.
Woo! Hey, listen, man. Listen. I think it's a hell of a plan. I'm not gonna be. I think it's a hell of a fucking plan. I think he's on to something right here. You know what I'm saying? I think he's fucking on to something right here. Yeah, yeah. I think that's a hell of a fucking plan, man. Like, hey, check this out. Check this out. So, Florida man unlocked a police car in under 10 seconds after the officer accidentally locked himself out the car. Hey, police, don't say black people and our street skills is good for nothing.
Hey, what you say you is?
Wow, bro. That's wild, bro. Charge him $1,000 like you charged me.
He getting to it. Charge him $1,000 like you charged me, motherfucker.
Y'all here, right?
He popped that bitch.
What you say you
Look,
is?
look. Don't say we don't do nothing for the police. We out here in the community too, doing our motherfucking part. When you lock your keys in the car.
Hey, what you say? What you say you is?
Hey, listen. I thought that was pretty crazy, man. Thought that was pretty wild, man. Check this out. When you lied on your motherfucking resume. What in the fuck is this? If I ever go to a strip club and this kind of fuckery is going on here, I'm slapping the shit out of one of the bouncers. I'm throwing my drink on the DJ and I'm walking smooth the fuck out of there, bro. This is a travesty. This is a goddamn travesty right here. What move is this? I ain't never seen this move. Ladies, tell me what move this is. I ain't been to now another strip club where they doing this shit right here. This is pure laziness. This is a lazy ass stripper. And I'm not with it. I'm appalled. Yeah, enough of this shit, man. I'm wasting my goddamn money, man. Yeah. Nah, I'm appalled. This is some bullshit. He was crying to the police and begging them not to take him to jail, but little did he know, the homie heard the whole thing.
Man, stop all that crying. Just get in this so we can go, bro. G.O.D., bro. Stop all that, bro.
Picture.
Thank you, sir.
This shit fucked up right here, man.
Stop all that crying. Just get in this so we can go, bro. G.O.D., bro. Stop all that, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's a cold feeling right here.
Hell no, bro. You want some fugazi shit, bro. How? I ain't with it, bro. What you mean? We gonna talk when we get up out of here. How I'm on fugazi, bro? We gonna talk when we get out of here, bro. So you ain't with me, that's what you saying? Bro, I got cameras on me, bro. All that, bro. I'm gonna say it when we get in the county, bro.
Please see.
That shit is ignorant as fuck. Listen to how he crying though, bro. That nigga whining like a little girl, bro. Hey,
Please see her, please, sir.
hey, that shit ignorant, bro. That shit ignorant, man. What else did I want to look at, bro? Oh, this shit right here is out of control. Hey, listen. Anytime we can find white people acting a goddamn fool, we gonna cover it on this motherfucking show. We gonna cover it on this show right here.
What the fuck was that?
What kind of fucking move was that? What in the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
Even the other white boy, what in the fuck was that?
Fuck in your car now! We have fucking kids! What is wrong with you? How dare you come around and follow us? How dare you do that?
I think you need to get a hold of him.
Watch this move. Hey, what if a motherfucker came up to you in the club talking a bunch of shit and he did this move?
Come on, what are you doing here? Do not!
What the fuck was that?
Get the fuck out of your car now! We're fucking kids. What is wrong with you? How dare you come around and follow us? How dare you do that?
I think you need to get a hold of him. Dude, your kid is crying.
Hey, listen, I don't even know what to call this shit. This is just pure humor right here. This is just pure fucking humor right here. That move right there. That move right there, bro. What the fuck is that, bro?
Was that?
How dare you do that? Get the fuck out of your car now!
Hey, listen.
What is wrong with you?
Listen, white people they turning on each other now. They turning on each other in this motherfucker, man. What else we got right here? I thought this shit was funny as fuck. Masked attacker dumps black paint on conservative MAGA activist during a debate.
Someone else.
Oh, this is it. He got up out of there. I thought that shit was the funniest shit ever. I don't know why. That shit was funny as fuck to me. Just like this right here. Jaguar Wright honored with the Defender of Freedom Award at an event held at Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Let me spin that back for all y'all that just got in this motherfucker, man. Shout out to y'all, you late bastards. Jaguar Wright honored with the Defender of Freedom Award at an event held at Trump's Mar-a-Lago. What freedom did Jaguar Wright defend? Like, what kind of freedoms? Is she fighting a bunch of freedoms that I don't know about? Are we talking about the same Jaguar Wright? Jaguar Wright that's been on Jay-Z ass for about the last 15 years. That's the same Jaguar. She got the Defender of Freedom Award. So, yeah, make of that what you will, man. What else, man? Is there anything else I want to show on this thread shit, man? Because I got a bunch of stories I want to get to. Broncos, you're up. Broncos, Jonathan Cooper arrested for domestic violence, criminal mischief. Broncos, y'all season gonna be ass. You know what I'm saying? We got Josh Jacobs. He got arrested. Green Bay gonna be trash. Dak juggling 2-3 bitches over there. Last time a quarterback in Dallas had a women all on his schedule. He was throwing interceptions and shit. So Dallas gonna be trash. I'm just trying to get y'all where y'all had y'all best this year, bro. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. 450 workers laid off at Kellogg's plant in Omaha and told to leave immediately. Nebraska has lost 5,000 manufacturing jobs since 2025. Nebraska voted for Trump 60 to 39% over Kamala Harris. So again, all this shit y'all seeing, all this turmoil, a lot of these motherfuckers, y'all voted for this shit. And that's why if it wasn't happening to all of us, I would be saying y'all get what y'all deserve. But unfortunately, we all experiencing this bullshit. And so we got to do something about it. Man in North Philly is happy to be arrested by his twin brother. Hey, imagine if your twin brother slapped them cuffs on you. That's some bullshit right there, bro. Nigga, twin brother slapped the cuffs on him, walking him in the back of the paddy wagon. Oh yeah, we gonna talk about this shit on Sunday dinner. We going in that backyard. We gonna put the things together, bro. We gonna have to move some shit out the backyard, big enough for us to get to it. You supposed to let me slip up out of there, bro. Like my brother slapped the cuffs on me. Oh hell no, hell no. That's crossing the line right there. Yeah, that's crossing the line right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that. Hey, welcome to the remix with Cali Dre, man. Cali Dre is in the motherfucking building at some point. If I can get myself to the screen, damn, I done fucked up the whole shit. There we go. I'm back. Yeah. So that's it for the threads, man. We finna get to some of this video shit. I told y'all that I had some shit on my chest and I need to get off my motherfucking chest. And I feel like right now is the best time to do it. Skull Gang Toya. Yeah, Skull Gang Toya. If you out there listening, you got me fucked up, okay? You got me all the way fucked. Listen, y'all don't know. Me and Skull Gang Toy been going back and forth for about 2 days about this Carmelo Anthony shit. She been giving me hell. She telling me, oh, my breakdown ain't shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know shit about Carmelo. Oh no, Skull Gang Toy, you out of control, bro. You trying to say your motherfucking your breakdown of this Melo shit better than my breakdown? That what you talking about? Is that what you saying? That's what you saying, Skull Gang Toy. Your breakdown better than my breakdown. Shout out to Denise, man. What's up with you? What's up with you, man? Yeah, no, we on Skull Gang Toy ass tonight. I've been arguing with her for 2 straight days about this Carmelo shit, and damn it, she talking about her breakdown better than my break. She done completely shitted on my breakdown, discredited my whole update on this whole shit. She think it's a motherfucking game. So tonight, I'm inspired to talk about some of this Melo shit just for Skull Gang Toy. Yeah, she got me fucked up, man. She talking about her breakdown better than my man. Fuck that, man. We finna get the breakdown of all breakdowns tonight on this motherfucker right here, Skull Gang Toy. So yeah, man, let's get to it, man. Cause she got me hot than a motherfucker, man. I went to bed with a headache arguing with her motherfucking ass last night. Nah, bruh. Nah, you think your breakdown better than my breakdown? Shit. So we finna get to it, man. We finna get to it, man. This is the remix with Cali Dre. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy. We finna jump to this Carmelo Anthony situation, man, because I wanna definitely spend some time over here and see what happened today. It's very much rare and unprecedented that they are holding court on Saturday to try to get this case out the way. I thought that was pretty impactful. I mean, I think that's pretty important. And this is what I was telling Toya, is like, I'm just trying to point out all the things that I think are hurdles for Melo in this trial. I think that the jury, no black people being on the jury, all white men, there's 3 Asians, couple Indians, 12 jurors, 6 alternates. It's about 18 people total, and none of them are black. So I think for me, that's an issue. Some people think it's not an issue. I've just seen, black people get railroaded in those type of situations too many times. So that's the first thing that I see. The second thing I see is the judge's insistence on not only gagging everything and keeping everything quiet when the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, that was pretty wide open. There's been other trials as well. And I know these gentlemen were juveniles when this first happened, but I believe they're all adults now at this point. So I'm interested in, the reasons behind the gag and some of that stuff, because like I, mentioned on another platform, man, I think I was on Skull. Shout out to Skull, man. But I think that's a good way for them to try to railroad Carmelo Anthony as well. And then, like I said, the speed of this trial, how they're working on Saturdays to try to get this trial over. It just seems like there's a lot of urgency behind, just trying to get this trial over. And I don't know if that's in the best interest of Melo, because as I'm hearing this story told nationally on a lot of national media, and that's what we're gonna try to cover tonight. I'm gonna try to give y'all the picture that the national media is painting, not the picture I'm painting, but just I'm gonna try to point out how the national media is portraying this shit. Because what I'm trying to tell people is that you may see the facts one way, I may see the facts another way. People are going to see the facts differently, and the video's not out, so it's going to be we're relying on secondhand information, most of us, unless you're in the courtroom. And so I want to try to paint a picture of how the national media is portraying this against what the facts look like to me in my portrayal of this. And so hopefully I could do a good job of this. Skull Gang Toya, shout out to you, man. We've been going back and forth for the last 2 days on this shit, and it's gonna keep continuing, motherfucker. But yeah, let's get this breakdown, man, and find out what's been going on with the Melo case, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Subscribe to the channel. This is the remix with Cali Dre, man. Let's get it.
Of Austin Metcalf backed up the state's case during testimony in the Karmelo Anthony murder trial today. The students describe a tense scene inside the tent at a track meet, and they claim that Anthony's actions were not in self-defense. Our JD Miles joins us live now from the Collin County Courthouse with the very latest on day 2 of testimony. JD.
Ken, this was the most painful day of the trial by far for the family of Austin Metcalf. That's what his father, Jeff Metcalf, told me. The parents watched police body cam videos that captured the lifeless body of their son receiving CPR, while in the background you could hear the haunting wails of his twin brother, Hunter, who was also at the scene. Now, prosecutors also presented for the first time. We got to see the 5-inch folding knife that they submitted as the murder weapon. And we've heard from current and former Memorial High School students who are presenting their accounts of what happened.
Here, I want to spin that back because I think there was an important little bit of detail right there in what he was saying. Let me spin that back real quick.
That they submitted as the murder weapon. And now prosecutors also presented for the first time. We got to see the 5-inch folding knife that they submitted as the murder weapon.
Okay, so I've been hearing that it's a 3-inch knife, but he's saying that it's a 5-inch knife. So again, this is just one of the things that I'm finding with this case. There's a lot of inconsistencies. A, because we're relying on a lot of witness testimony. B, because there's only a handful of people allowed in the courtroom, and so we're getting secondhand information. And C, because there's not really any public video. So I'm hearing a 3-inch folding knife, I'm hearing a 3-inch knife, and I'm hearing a 5-inch knife. So let's get some clarity on that part.
So presented for the first time, we got to see the 5-inch folding knife that they submitted as the murder weapon. And we've heard from current and former Memorial High School students who are presenting their accounts of what happened. The first of what's expected to be several track and field teammates of Austin Metcalf testified as witnesses during the Karmelo Anthony murder trial. Those who were under the tent at Kirkendall Stadium on April 2nd, 2025, described the scene before, during, and after the fatal stabbing. A 17-year-old testified, "I remember people confronting Karmelo and saying, 'You shouldn't be here. You probably should leave our tent.' I also said you should leave." Prosecutor, "Was it aggressive?" "I don't think so. I remember it getting more aggressive. I remember Karmelo refusing to leave, and Austin saying, 'You need to leave,' and Karmelo saying, 'Touch me and find out.'"
Okay, so there's a lot of detail being left out of this witness's testimony. If you hear a bunch of the other witnesses, there's a lot of detail being left out of this. So what I'm finding is that each witness is kind of telling the story from, not only their perspective, but also who their friends were. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm hearing a little bit from some of these witnesses.
That student and others say the defendant was asked to leave as many as 15 times. Prosecutors asked him, "Did anyone try to gang up on him?" His answer, "No, sir." "How long did this go on?" "Roughly 2 minutes." "Was Karmelo angry?" "Yes, sir." "Was Austin angry?" "Yes, sir."
Okay, I think that's a pretty important detail. The first one, did anyone try to gang up on him? No, sir. That's what this witness is testifying to, right? Shout out to Juster, man. What's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with your boy. That is a very interesting detail because we've heard up to this point that even from Austin's brother that they both approached him, and Austin may have been initiating the contact, but his brother was there, helping to intimidate. I've heard maybe upwards of 4 people were on that scene in an intimidating fashion towards Karmelo Anthony. Mouthpiece in the building, man. Shout out to Mouthpiece, man. What's up with you, family? Come on, brother. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all go subscribe to Mouthpiece too, man. He doing dope content over there, man. Pushing out a lot of great ideas and a lot of great content, man. We on this mellow breakdown. We a continuation from what Mouthpiece was talking about today, man. We on this mellow situation right now. But I think again, this witness is testifying that nobody was ganging up on Mello. And so I think that's a very significant detail. We'll see how many of the other witnesses have that same commentary. Let's continue with this.
Karmelo started refusing to leave. Prosecutors, "Who was provoking?" "Karmelo." Austin leans in to push him and Karmelo stabs him. Karmelo had his hands inside a backpack and we thought it was a bluff.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mouthpiece said, "Let's go, man. Free Mello." You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, man. Get the free Mello. But we finna do a real breakdown on this shit, man. Skull Gang Toya, Mouthpiece, you might have missed it. Skull Gang Toya got me pissed off in this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? She done discredited my whole Mello breakdown. Said her breakdown better than my motherfucking breakdown. My breakdown ain't shit compared to Skull Gang Toya. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we finna hit a home run tonight on this motherfucker, man. in honor of Skull Gang Toya in this bitch, man. Yeah, I'm talking about. How dare you discredit and break my breakdown? Yeah, I'm talking about. So I think this is impactful as well, man. What this witness is saying. Karmelo started refusing to leave. Prosecutors, who was provoking? This witness is saying Karmelo. Witness, Austin leans in to push him, and Karmelo stabs him. So this witness is saying that Austin only leaned in to push him. He didn't initiate he didn't fully push him. He didn't, by this statement, you don't even know if he got his hands on him. You don't even know if he touched him. He just leaned in based off what this witness is saying. He leaned in and Karmelo stabbed him. So that's, again, words matter, bro. And how you use words, how you tell a story, all that shit matters. And that's what we have in this case. We have a bunch of witness statements and a bunch of secondhand video viewers, and we're trying to, as a people, figure out what happened in this case. And so I'm breaking down every piece of this as best as I can. And when I read this statement, again, this witness is saying, who was provoking? Karmelo. Austin only leaned in to push him, and Karmelo stabbed him. So I'm trying to illustrate how the story is being told. Because we as a black community, we see the facts and we might see it's one way. But I'm trying to show y'all how we looking at it is different from the national portrayal of this story. And that's the point that I'm gonna stand on, because I see it. And maybe people don't see it that same way. And I'm gonna try to do my best to illustrate it. But the national perspective of this story is different from how black people are portraying the facts of this story. And as you can see, this witness is telling you that Karmelo provoked the incident and that Austin only leaned in to push him and Karmelo stabbed him. And again, there seems like there's details missing because we've heard counter arguments of what's going on. But I'm just going by what each of these witnesses on the stand are saying about what happened. That's it.
And we thought it was a bluff. He says he and others didn't believe Karmelo would do anything because they live in a, quote, safe community. Austin fell down the bleachers onto his back and he got up. He lifted up his shirt where his chest was all bloody and he said, "I think I got stabbed." Prosecutor, did he say anything? I think he said, "Oh my God." Another student, Jalen Matthews, backed up the state's case when prosecutors asked him, did it look like Austin was trying to pick a fight? His answer, no, sir. Did it look like Karmelo Anthony was trying to pick a fight? Yes, sir. Did this look?
Again, this is what the national media is looking at. It's CBS News, Texas. This is national media. So I'm trying to illustrate the version of the story that the national media is putting out there, regardless of the facts that we see and we know and how we look at the facts. The jury, the court, and the media may be looking at it a different way. Is the only point I'm trying to look at is illustrate. Based off this witness's statements, the prosecutor asked, "Did it look like Austin was trying to pick a fight?" And the witness says, "No, sir." I think that's pretty impactful to a self-defense claim. Prosecutor, did it look like Karmelo Anthony was trying to pick a fight? Witness, yes, sir. So, again, the only point that I'm trying to make to you guys is the facts are being looked at through different lenses. And being told through different lenses, man. And this witness is saying that Austin was not the aggressor. He wasn't trying to pick a fight. Karmelo was trying to pick a fight. And now these are the prosecution's witnesses, so that's kind of what you would expect them to say. But again, that's painting a negative image of the scene, and it's not favorable to Karmelo Anthony.
Looked like Karmelo Anthony was trying to pick a fight. Yes, sir. Did this look like self-defense to you? No, sir. Was Karmelo Anthony the aggressor? Witness, yes, sir. Now, there's been a lot of speculation for more than a year about what kind of role, if any, Austin's twin brother Hunter might have played in this confrontation. Both of those witnesses and others say Hunter was actually on the other side of the tent, scrolling on his phone, and did not become involved until after Austin was stabbed. Now, there are more students taking the stand right now in the courthouse behind me. We'll bring you their testimony later today. Live in McKinney, JD Miles, CBS News.
Okay, so we heard what a couple of the witnesses, the prosecution's witnesses, had to say. Let's take a look at some other videos, man. Let me see. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. It's the remix with Callie Drake, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. If we break down this Karmelo Anthony situation a little bit, figure out what the latest updates was. In a rare event, they're having court on Saturday to try to get this case wrapped up, which I think is very much unprecedented. But you know, let's see what else we can figure out. Let's watch this right here.
Trial of Karmelo Anthony featured some emotional testimony from several people who were at the track meet the day of the deadly stabbing.
And some of those witnesses, students who just were feet away from Austin Metcalf when he died. Fox 4's Alex Boyer live tonight with an update on today's hearing. Alex.
Hey guys, and testimony wrapped up less than an hour ago. It was certainly a very difficult day of testimony inside of the courtroom. For the first time, we really got a look at that folding knife that was used to kill Austin Metcalf. The jury was also shown some graphic body camera video from a police officer's perspective. You can see CPR being performed on Metcalf. I can tell you that several people in the courtroom got emotional watching that, including Metcalf's mother, who is seated in front of me. Now, our sketch artist takes us back inside the Collin County courtroom where cameras are prohibited. Anthony is dressed in a blue suit today. This morning, the jury heard from Frisco ISD School Resource Officer Eduardo Cortez. He took Anthony into custody at the stadium after that deadly encounter. Anthony was identified by witnesses who were following him and identified him wearing that Essentials Fear of God gray sweatshirt and dark pants. The jury also watched Cortez's body camera video. And when Anthony's cuffed, Cortez radioed to dispatch that he had the alleged suspect in custody. You then hear Anthony tell Cortez, "I'm not alleged, I did it." Anthony appears to get emotional when he went on to say he put his hands on me. I told him not to. The jury was then shown the pictures of the knife used to stab Metcalf at that meet. It's a 3.5-inch folding knife, and it has blood on it.
Okay, so this guy's saying it's a 3.5-inch folding knife. We heard the other reporter say it was a 5-inch knife. So again, there are some inconsistencies, and I'm going to do my best to try to point them out to y'all, man. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. It's the remix with Callie Drake.
I can tell you that it was located 3 to 4 rows up from the crime scene in between some bleachers. Anthony's blue backpack was also found there. I talked to a court TV host, Cody Thomas, who observed today's testimony.
The video definitely brought about a visceral response from Metcalf's camp, his family, obviously sitting 2 rows behind his father. We're seeing this body cam video of when Karmelo's arrested. We're seeing the first moments of that, and we're hearing Karmelo, sounding emotional, saying, I told him not to put his hands on me. I told him not to, and that's what the prosecution's harping on, saying that part is a lie.
So perhaps the most gut-wrenching moment in court today was when the jury saw another police officer's body camera video that I mentioned captured first responders doing CPR on Metcalf at the bottom of the bleachers. That lead paramedic testified that Metcalf's pupils were fixed and dilated, and he didn't have a pulse. He was gray, and it was obvious in that body camera video to us as well. That's when several members of the Metcalf family broke down in the courtroom. Here again is Cody Thomas.
You see that, I can only imagine what the family's feeling when they're looking at their now deceased son laying here. And I'm looking towards Karmelo Anthony's side of the courtroom, and, they're just taking it all in. It's a different kind of emotional reaction. It might not be as audible and visible because it's none of their people have died. But, of course, Karmelo's sitting there facing, his liberty's at stake. He could go to jail for the rest of his life.
And so while I was still inside of the courtroom, the jury also heard testimony from two teens who were under the tent that fateful day and witnessed the encounter. Both said that Metcalf asked Anthony repeatedly to leave the tent over the course of a few minutes and that Anthony refused. One teen said that he saw Metcalf use both of his hands to push Anthony on his shoulders. At that point, Anthony had his hand in his backpack, which was on his lap. He said that Anthony swayed back, and when he came back forward, that is when Anthony stabbed Metcalf. Now, the teens testified that they did not see him actually get stabbed, but noticed blood coming from his shirt, and that's how they were aware of the stabbing.
So a lot of people were saying that they didn't see the stabbing. Austin's brother said he didn't see the stabbing. The teens are testifying that they didn't see the stabbing. Either there was that much of a commotion and that big of a crowd under the tent to where they were unable to see the stabbing, or the stabbing took place when Karmelo and Austin were locked up in whatever they were locked up in, whether a shoving match or a headlock. I've heard different versions of that altercation.
I can tell you again, in one of the officer's body camera videos, you can see Metcalf's twin brother, inconsolable, near the crime scene, and he was yelling really at the top of his lungs, crying, saying, "That was my best friend. That was my brother." Very.
Okay, yeah, let's get past some of this. Let me see what else is on here, man. If there's any other details we can get out of this.
This afternoon, other teens that were under the tent also testified.
Yes, all testimony today was from students who were firsthand witnesses to what happened under the tent. There were students either at Memorial High School or one was from Liberty High School. I want to read from my notes here. I want to start with what was consistent with the witnesses. They all testified that they believe the stabbing was not in self-defense. They believe Austin Metcalf was not looking for a fight, and
Okay, let's stop right there. I mean, this reporter, let me spin it back. This is her summation of what the witnesses' testimonies were today.
Was from Liberty High School. I want to read from my notes here. I want to start with what was consistent with the witnesses. They all testified that they believe the stabbing was not in self-defense. They believe Austin Metcalf was not looking for a fight, and they believe Karmelo Anthony was the aggressor. Now,
Okay. So again, we spend a lot of time arguing amongst ourselves what the facts look like. And the point that I'm trying to get people to understand is we need to step away from that a little bit and look at what the national perspective is, what the witnesses are actually saying, and focus a little bit on the facts and the trial evidence, right? And so the witnesses, the prosecution's witnesses are saying, based off what this reporter is reporting, I'll spin it back for you.
school. I want to read from my notes here. I want to start with what was consistent with the witnesses. They all testified that they believe the stabbing was not in self-defense. They believe Austin Metcalf was not looking for a fight, and they believe Karmelo Anthony was the aggressor. Now, that.
Okay, so again, this reporter is reporting that the prosecution's witnesses were saying that Karmelo Anthony was the aggressor, man. He was the one looking for the fight. So that this is the thing that I'm trying to point out with this case. And to me, this case is different from the child case that everybody is talking about and comparing it to from this standpoint. The child case had video, it was clear video. You could see that not only did the boy not steal anything, he was running. And usually when you shoot somebody with their back turned, that's a crime. So there's a lot of things that's wrong with the verdict that came out in the child case. But this case, the public hasn't seen the video. They say there's video. I'm hearing that it's fuzzy. I heard one guy come out and say he clearly saw what happened based off the video he saw. I've heard there's 5 different angles. There's one main angle that they used to zoom in on. That's from across the track. But there's not a clear, from my understanding, a clear, detailed visual of what happened. And they used descriptions of clothes, surrounding individuals' reactions. That's how everybody's kind of assessing what's going on under that tent. The one thing that stands out to me is nobody actually testified to seeing the actual stabbing. So that lets me know either, again, there was a large commotion, that was there, and there were a lot more people under that tent than just Austin and his brother, or the stabbing happened when both were locked and engaged in the altercation that ended up taking Austin's life. So I think there's a lot more clarity that needs to be had on a lot of this. Again, I'm just taking reports from people who are in the courtroom, seeing the videos. That's all we can do at this point. But based on this, I'm hearing a lot of conflicting reports, man. Some reporters are reporting this 5-inch knife. Some reporters are reporting a 3-inch knife. Some reporters are reporting that they seen the video and it's clear. One guy said he saw the video and it was clear. All the other reporters are reporting that there's 5 different angles. There's one across the track, but it's all fuzzy even when they zoom in. So there's just a lot of inconsistencies. That's my problem, one of my problems, and how the story is being told by the national media. That's going to shape the opinions of everything that's going on surrounding this case. And so I think all those things are important, man. So yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit more information from this, and we're gonna jump a little bit.
That's what they testified to when the prosecution specifically asked them those questions. But there was some inconsistencies in their testimony today. I wrote down witnesses described the physical interaction between Metcalf and Anthony differently. I wrote down a lot of words in my notes. I have here witness.
Yeah, and that's what I just said. The physical incident that happened, people are giving different accounts. People are saying that they didn't see it. So that, to me, is the most important part of this, because that's actually where Austin got stabbed. And if there's not a clear description by any of the witnesses of what actually happened, I think that actually works in Karmelo's favor, to be honest with you, because reasonable doubt plays in at that point in a large way. So I think that's an important thing to pay attention to, the inconsistencies of the actual event that happened. Now, to counteract that, I'm going to tell you what works against Karmelo in that instance. What works against Karmelo in that instance is that he admitted to the officer that he did it. And the national media and everybody who's against Karmelo is using that one statement against him as much as they can. Please believe I've been looking at it all day preparing for this show. So these are the things that I'm trying to point out to people, man. Not only what the facts are, but how people are interpreting the facts, how people are reporting the facts. That makes a big deal as to how the public consumes it.
Used words such as nudge, push, touch, grab, and shove, all describing varying intensities of a physical interaction, right? They also, yes, differed on how hard Metcalf physically touched Anthony during that altercation. I wrote down that I think it'll be interesting to see how the jury really processes that and how they understand and believe the interaction went down from the testimony that was presented. Now, of course, we have to hear the defense's witnesses, right? And what those witnesses have to say. So on the defense's side, during cross-examination, I took note that Anthony's defense team really highlighted the difference in size between Metcalf and Anthony. We know Metcalf was a football player, and one witness testified that Metcalf probably had about 50 to 60 pounds on Anthony. So the defense really honed in on the comparison of their size, specifically how Anthony was a smaller build and smaller in stature when this all happened. And so
Okay, so I was very much interested in that part, because I've been wondering what the defense's strategy is going to be. Right, we've been hearing a lot of the prosecution and their case and what they believe, but I've been wondering how are they going to defend Karmelo Anthony? What is going to be their main point of defense? And so it looks like, based off what this reporter is saying, that the defense is, starting off with the size difference between the two individuals, which it looks like they're setting up a case for self-defense. If you're bringing up the size, 50 pounds bigger, that's it looks like they're setting the stage for self-defense. Hit that like button, man, and subscribe to this motherfucking channel, man.
think that line of questioning was consistent in the teen witnesses that took the stand. I think that gives us some insight into the case that the defense is building.
Sure, trying to build that case for self-defense.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Man, come on, I didn't even watch this part of the video, and I just gave it to y'all before they gave it to y'all. That's why I'm good at this shit. This is why I do this shit. I'm giving y'all what the reporter is giving y'all before the reporter is giving it to y'all, man. I like your boy, man.
Much, Amelia Jones, for your perspective there and insight. Of course, Amelia, again, taking over this story nightside. She's going to have a wrap on the latest testimony.
All right, so let's check in with another video, man. Cause we're gonna break this shit down for Skull Gang 12 tonight, man. I want her to know that I'm thoroughly doing my motherfucking homework over here. Gonna discredit my motherfucking blogging over here, talking about my mellow blogs ain't shit. Skull Gang Toya. Yeah, I got something for your motherfucking ass. We finna do this shit right now. Right the fuck now. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to this channel, man. Let's check in with this video. See if we can get some information out of this commentary right here, man. We're doing the Karmelo Anthony breakdown right now. I got a couple more of the stories we're gonna talk about as well, but right now, we on this mellow shit for Skull Gang Toy.
What? I just got a loan for $5,000.
I don't give a fuck. If you ain't breaking me off none of that shit, get off my live, bruh.
Trial. We are one of the only media outlets in the courtroom for one of the biggest trials of the year. A teen track star, Karmelo Anthony, is charged with first-degree murder. He is accused of stabbing and killing fellow track athlete Austin Metcalf at a track meet. A haunting body cam video captured the chaotic aftermath of Austin Metcalf's final moments, but it was one statement Karmelo Anthony allegedly made to police after the stabbing that could become the most powerful and potentially devastating evidence in this case. We're on the case presented by...
Shout out to Nate, said it in the building. What up, man? Appreciate you for tapping in with your boy, man. We on this full Karmelo Anthony breakdown tonight, at least for this segment. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about a couple of things too. But right now, we on this motherfucking Karmelo Anthony breakdown for Skull Gang Toya, because Skull Gang Toya talking about my breakdown and shit, and her breakdown better than my breakdown. Now, y'all, you know I got a motherfucking problem with that, Nate said it. So yeah, we on this right now. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see if we can get a little bit of information from this video as to what's going on inside the courtroom. Let's hear from this brother right here, man.
Inside a courtroom where we can't record, can't use audio, can't use video. So Cody, thanks for being here once again. There's a lot I want to get to, but let's start with the body camera video that was shown in court today. What did you see?
Yeah, Chris. So they came out of the gate with that. There were two different officers that testified. So we had two different angles of the body cam. But the first officer is actually the officer that made the arrest. He was an SRO. He's in his office and he gets the call there's been a stabbing at the stadium. So he's running out there, seeing what's going on. Of course, he's seeing the frenzy of students running in every which way. And then he's asking, where's the action at? Where am I going here? And he sees the north side of the stadium. So he gets over there and everyone's telling him, it's that kid, because these kids at Memorial High School did not have any idea who Karmelo Anthony was. But he's in the gray hoodie, he's in the dark blue or the black sweatpants, and that they're pointing him out because one of the kids that testified, and we'll get to them, was following him while on 911. So they obviously saw this kid, and he wasn't running outside the stadium. So anyway, the officer ends up approaching him, and the body cam comes on during the apprehension. So it wasn't on during most of it, but when it comes on, we start seeing it there. And the thing about it, Karmelo actually, Chris, was cooperating. He was compliant. He was following orders. He was, respectful. He was, what's your name? He was spelling his name out without the officer even prompting him. And he goes over and he sits him down, and then the officer cuffs him just to detain him, before they even, take him off campus in the squad car down to the jail, any of that. But one of the most important things about one of these body cams, Chris, is the audio, because you hear they're walking along and the officer's kind of just doing some back and forth with them. And then you hear Karmelo say, he put his hands on me. I told him not to. And that's the part that the prosecution's harping on, the I told him not to part, because they're pretty much saying that part's a lie. Every account that we've heard so far in the reporting over the last year and some of the students today was just the whole touch me and see what happens. It wasn't don't touch me. It wasn't, if you keep your hands off me, we're cool. It was touch me and see what happens, making it sound more on the offensive. But when he said that statement, though, Chris, the whole I told him not to put his hands on me and all that, he was sobbing. The emotion was you heard it. You didn't see his face, but you heard it instantaneously. And so then a few minutes goes by, and then he seems a little bit calmer. Like you were just, high energy here, high, sad energy, and then now you're calm and just, yeah, my name's Karmelo Anthony, and I'm a senior or what have you. But anyway, that was the important part of that statement. Now, another statement made that camera didn't pick up, but from the other officer who was there, who had, a better audio on her camera, they radioed in, we have the alleged suspect. Karmelo then goes, it's not alleged, I did it.
Yeah. And that's going to be that's the statement that the national media has been picking up on and using to try to hammer home Karmelo Anthony's guilt. Not only the narrative that they're portraying, not only the way they're telling the story, not only the holes that they're telling the story with, but they're using that statement right there as an admission of guilt. And I need people to understand that the people that support Karmelo, that think he's getting a raw deal, that think he should be free, the national media is portraying that statement as an admission of guilt. Simple as that.
So if there was an immediate admission, within 6 minutes of this stabbing happening. But the thing about it, Chris, and one of those body cam videos, the second one, you actually saw, they're going up there, scoping the scene and figuring everything out, talking to some of the students. You actually see graphic in nature, the chest compressions being done on what we now know to be Austin Metcalf's lifeless body. You saw a little blood around. You just see him just kind of, splayed out, and you hear a bunch of, the kids yelling out, "That was my brother. They stabbed my brother. That's my best friend." And, all this different stuff. And we heard a 911 call made by the students. So we heard a lot of audio visuals today, Chris. Very graphic in nature, real emotional. And, I'm sitting 2 rows behind the Metcalf family every single day. I could reach out and touch his father. That's how close he is to me. And, for the majority of the day, he's just holding his head in his hands, just taking in all the facts. I mean, he's been dealing with this for a year, but when you see, your son laying there lifeless, you hear 911 calls, you're seeing all the love and support that he was getting, from the friends and the coaches. So he was supported, but to what avail, because he's not here anymore.
Yeah, I think that's pretty impactful, man. I think hearing based off of this reporter's accounting of the body cam, you could hear people in support of Austin Metcalf and screaming and hysterical. And, all of those things, again, are going to play into the narrative that works against Karmelo Anthony. What the witnesses had to say today in the prosecution's case most definitely played against Karmelo Anthony. I mean, the version of the story that the prosecution's witnesses are telling is that Karmelo Anthony was the aggressor. He was the one that was looking for the conflict, etc. So again, I'm trying to remind people there are 2 versions of this story. Just like there's 2 Americas, just like there's 2 sets of facts that we live in this damn country. There's 2 sets of facts that people are looking at with this case. Letitia Davis said, yeah, the media lied out the gate. They probably been saw the unedited videos. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see the video. I'm just trying to do thorough reporting based off of, secondhand accounts. And this is kind of what I was going back and forth with Toya about, which is, we none of us have seen the video. We're all getting secondhand information. So the outlet that you're listening to may describe it one way. The outlet that I'm listening to may describe it another way. And as you can see, I played a few different outlets and they've all given different descriptions of the knife. One guy said it was a 5-inch knife. This guy said it's a 3.5-inch folding knife. So I think, again, I'm about facts, man. And when the problem with trying to get facts when there is a video and people haven't seen it is that you're going on secondhand information. You know what I mean? And they said, I'm so sorry. I don't feel bad for Austin. Listen, I don't blame you for that. You know what I mean? I think sometimes in life, you what people have to understand is you can't control how somebody else is going to respond to your aggression. And that's just one thing I learned early, just growing up in California, man. You can't control how somebody else gonna respond, especially when it's up. So you just got to be ready for every goddamn thing, if you gonna take it there. And so again, in this town, Collin County, I'm not gonna say I've been there. I'm very familiar with it, but I have some family members that got caught up in Collin County was fighting the case. And so I know exactly how they will try to railroad you because they tried to railroad my fam. You know what I mean? Weak ass case. They try to take it to the max. Ankle monitor and months in jail for a weak case. And there was no victim. The victim completely changed their story and dipped. And the prosecution was still trying to press the case for the stats. You know what I mean? So I know how they get down in Collin County. I got family members that was caught up over there, and is currently fighting the case over there. To be honest with you, they went so far as to try to offer a bullshit deal because they knew the case was weak. And when my fam didn't take the bullshit deal, they ended up dropping the most severe charge after that. Not before that. 2 days after that. After my fam rejected the deal, Collin County got rid of the most serious charge because they knew it was some bullshit. But they still are holding the misdemeanor charges against my fam. So I know how Collin County get there. I'm very in tune with what they're doing over there. And so I'm just telling y'all, this is a way more serious case than my fam was into. And they're gonna try to stack the deck, man. And that's why I feel that I need to speak on this, man, because I do have some experience with it. You know what I mean?
In nature, real emotional. And, I'm sitting 2 rows behind the Metcalf family every single day. I could reach out and touch his father. That's how close he is to me. And, for the majority of the day, he's just holding his head in his hands, just taking in all the facts. I mean, he's been dealing with this for a year, but when you see, your son laying there lifeless, you hear 911 calls, you're seeing all the love and support that he was getting, from the friends and the coaches. So he was supported, but to what avail, because he's not here anymore.
And to just think, because I know yesterday we were talking about the 911 calls and just how emotional that was, but then you have to actually see the chaos that was taking place. As the body cam was playing, what was Karmelo doing in the courtroom?
That's interesting, Chris, because I was, I'm right here in the Metcalf camp, but I try to, keep my head on a swivel, not only to the jury, but over on that side of the courtroom as well. And it's just very stoic. It's just very, I don't know if the word emotionless is correct, because I'm sure they're feeling a lot of things, but maybe emotionless not in a negative sense, but it just very, stale-faced. I imagine, Karmelo's sitting there, he's just looking. He's not moving around. He's not looking around the courtroom. He's not rocking his chair. He's just looking right at it, because I'm sure he's reliving, his version of what went down that day, and probably, regretting the biggest mistake of his life. And you're looking across at his family, and they're just taking that in. And I have to think about it from that point of view as well, Chris, because could you imagine your son, your brother, your nephew, this kid that you've seen grow up, and now he's being accused of these, the maximum crimes you could be accused of, killing someone. So they're over there just a little more stale, not in a negative sense, but just real cemented in, hearing what's going on. But of course, there's visceral, audible emotion on the Metcalf side.
Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Yeah, we breaking down this Karmelo Anthony situation right now, man. We're going to jump to a couple other topics in a minute, but I want to spend some thorough amount of time on this case because I think it's very, very important, and I think it's worth all of our time to make sure that this young man don't get railroaded. And we point out every attempt that we can to that we see, that where the railroad's going on. Shit.
You wonder if the Metcalf family had seen that video before it being played in court, and just having to relive all of this. I know today, too, that there were pictures up on the screen where we saw the alleged murder weapon. We saw this knife that was used to stab Austin Metcalf. Just what was your reaction seeing that, and then how it worked into what prosecutors are alleging?
So the big takeaway from the knife, Chris, is that it has a 3.5-inch blade. It looked like a heavy duty knife. It's not what I expected it to look like. I'm sure you have too, plenty of different.
Okay, so we have 2 reporters saying a 3.5-inch knife. We have 1 reporter saying a 5-inch knife. All right, I'm just keeping track. For us, man.
Different styles of pocket knives, but this one just looks like just one of the ones that won't break when you try to cut something. The blade is not going to bend on this one. And it just left me wondering, why did you have, if you had any sort of blade, I don't know what it would have been for, maybe to cut some rope or what have you, but this one seemed a little bit excessive, but neither here nor there. But then they had, when they brought the knife up there, they had one of the officers come down and they did a little demonstration with it, because it's one of those folding pocket knives where the blade folds down into the handle. And before they did the demonstration, the prosecutor asked the officer, "You carry something similar like this at work?" And the officer was like, "Yeah, as a tool for cutting seatbelts, you know, people get in car crashes and things like that. So it's a pretty heavy duty, sharp knife." But then they did the demonstration and they pulled it out, you know, normally like you would two-handed. But it has this thing on it, Chris, called a thumb stopper. And it's like a little thing that sticks off the side of the blade where you can just pick it out with one hand. Not to be confused with a switchblade, nothing like that. But just showing how fast you could, you know, just whip it out if you wanted to. And, you know, that's where the prosecution was alluding. Like, he already had his hand in the bag. You know, maybe he already realized what he wanted to do and pick a fight. So if and when Austin Metcalf shoved him in the shoulder, he just, you know, took it out really quickly. But yeah, the reaction to the knife, it definitely fits. It fits the prosecution's narrative. It definitely looks like a one of those knives that could penetrate deeply if, you know, stabbed with enough force. But again, 3.5 inches, Chris, you got to realize, oh, that's another part of it. On one of the body cams, we saw, you know, he threw the knife in the bleachers before he ran off. That's what we were hearing about. And, you know, hit up in the bleachers, metal on metal, made a big clanking sound. One of the students told the officers where it was. And you see one of the officers walk up because he was kind of in charge of scene safety, scene security, you know, making sure the evidence wasn't compromised. He looks down, he's like, I found it. And then he says on his body cam, oh, that still has blood evidence and bone evidence on it.
Shout out to Nate Said It for that cash app, man. Shout out to Nate Said It for that cash app. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, so I think the description that's being given of the knife, I think there's a lot more clarity based on this reporting. Heavy duty knife. I thought it was more like a tape, like a cleat scraper type of knife, but he's saying heavy duty folding knife. We heard 2 reporters say it was 3.5 inches. One reporter said it was 5. So I'm gonna go with 3.5 just because 2 people said it. It's storming so bad here. Oh man, hey, shout out to Nate Said It in the storm, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay dry out that motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? Hey, sit in the house and keep Cali Dre turned all the way up so you can get this good information. Stay warm, man, and you know what I mean? And be ready for the motherfucking storm. I'm gonna keep you warm and keep you out of the storm. You know what I'm talking about? So let's get it, man. Yeah, I think this situation, man, again, I details matter, and the description of this knife to me matters from the standpoint of how they're describing it, the ability of use, right? You can it's a folding knife, but you can also with your thumb flip the handle on that motherfucker and flip it up. So if I'm a prosecuting attorney, what I'm gonna argue is that from the time that he had his hand in the bag, he was already preparing to commit this act. And it wasn't a split second decision, but he had his hand in the bag for however a minute or two. That decision was being made. That's where the prosecution is going. And so that's it may sound small, but that's the type of minute evidence that can make or break a reasonable doubt case. Reasonable doubt, you just gotta have some reasonable doubt that the shit could be another way. Somebody else could have did it. It could have happened some other way. If you can establish that, you can win the case. But what the prosecution is they're trying to undercut the self-defense argument already in their argument by saying, nah, he could have flipped this with his thumb, had it already ready to go. He already knew what he was going to do with his hand in the bag. As soon as he put his hand in the bag, he already knew what was going on. So to me, that works against Karmelo Anthony. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all feel differently, man. But in my opinion, you know, that kind of works against Melo a little bit. It just depends on, you know, it depends on, you know, what the defense can combat that with. You know what I mean? Because as a defense attorney, you got to shoot down some of their arrows too. And so, you know, you got to decide, is that an arrow worth shooting down? Or we, you know, is it, you know what I mean, worth going down that rabbit hole? And it depends on how hard the prosecution presses as well. You know what I mean? But I think that whole knife hand in the bag thing is definitely going to be a point of emphasis in this trial.
It's one thing, we expected the blood naturally, but bone evidence, you couldn't really see it because it was raining that day. But I mean, you know, in person, he clearly saw it for him to make that statement. So definitely a sizable knife there, Chris, when they showed that on the screen.
You know, Cody, I think one thing that is also important to know is just how quickly all of this went down. You know, it is, you know, it from what's been told by witnesses and some of the EMTs, I mean, Austin Metcalf may not have even realized that he had been stabbed in those moments. And it just kind of speaks to the chaos of everything. And I keep going back to that word chaos because that's truly what it was. And today, for the first time, we heard from some of the students, some of the teammates of Austin Metcalf who were there under this tent. There was like 5 or 6 of them who spoke, and there were some common themes to what they said. These are state witnesses brought by the prosecution. What were some of the things that stood out to you just on their account of what they saw that day?
Hit that like button. Subscribe to the motherfucking channel, man.
Well, Chris, one of the main commonalities, the common denominators between them all is what you just pointed out, the speed at which it happened. All of them said that they didn't even realize what had happened because it had happened so fast. I mean, including Austin Metcalf himself. They said when the stabbing happened, they said they looked to Austin and he was just stumbling back and he just, was doing, a motion like this. And then he pulled his shirt up and that's when they saw the gaping wound. But not one of them said they even saw a knife. So that was one thing, Chris. The biggest commonality between them all is that they all said Karmelo was the aggressor. They all said they were sitting under the tent and he walks up and just sits under there. Didn't say anything really to anybody. One person said that he shook hands with another teenager there, but even when he did that, he just sat down and wasn't talking to anyone. Didn't ask, hey, can I sit here? Hey, what's going on? And of course, they kept diving into the tent culture, at track meets where each tent is pretty much alluded to as a locker room for each team, and you wouldn't hang out in the opposing team's locker room. And they also said their coaches didn't really allow it. If the coaches saw somebody from the opposing team, like Karmelo was from Centennial High School sitting under the Memorial High School tent, that just would not have been allowed. So all of them say, who was this kid? One described him as a random kid who just came down from the top of the bleachers, sat down. Questions started circulating like, who are you? What's your name? What are you doing here? And that's eventually when they say, Austin Metcalf stood up because he was looked at as a leader of the team, looked at as a team captain. He was the captain on the football team as a linebacker. And a lot of, there's a lot of translation between football and track athletes. So they're all kind of one big family. And they say he stood up and all of them said that Austin started off calmly. Hey, man, what's going on? You shouldn't really be here. Just get off from under the tent. Not in any aggressive way. Everything was calm. And they said Karmelo was just like not responding, just saying no, or if you want me to move, you're going to have to make me move. Just, being real adamant about not leaving the tent. And so eventually they said Austin started getting a little frustrated. People, other people under the tent started getting frustrated. Others were chiming in. Some of the people on the witness stand, some of the students testified to that they were chiming in also. Like, what are you doing here, man? Like, and none of them said any cussing was going on. They asked specifically, were there any profanity, any cussing? They're like, not that I remember. So maybe it wasn't a nasty altercation, but just a frustrating one. And so the students did admit that Austin started getting a little heated. Karmelo started getting a little heated. But then they started talking about Karmelo's hand in the bag. And then that all of them said that same thing that we've heard, Chris, the phrase, touch me and find out, touch me and you see what happens. And, they started talking about how here in Frisco, Texas, here in Collin County, this is, suburban, fantasy land. Like this, none of this happens out here. All of them were saying the same things, that they would not have expected someone to bring a knife to a track meet on school grounds. They have never heard of anything like that. They weren't expecting anything like that. I mean, imagine being 14, 15, 16, and you're not thinking about somebody having a knife in a book bag, to the point where they said, Austin looked at him and said, oh, you don't have anything in that bag, calling his bluff, pretty much. He had his hand in the bag and said, oh, you don't have anything in there. We live in Frisco. You aren't going to do anything. And they say that's when Austin walked up and, that's where the inconsistency comes in. Was it a hard push? Was it a one-handed push? Whatever it happened, they say that's when the stabbing happened so fast. And another thing they all said, Chris, was that it was, it was a little bit of a commotion, but they all said they did not even expect a fight to happen. One girl testified, and she was at the tent next to it at Liberty High School, maybe 20, 30 feet away. She heard the argument going on, but she thought it was just boys being boys, and she went to go watch the 3200 race. And by the time she walked down to the fence, Austin was stabbed. And, the prosecutor asked her, if you're a teenager, if you expected a fight, teenagers are going to pull their phones out. We've seen fights before in high school. It's like watching a wrestling match. You're not going to turn away from that. But everyone seemed to turn away. People were on their phones scrolling TikTok, scrolling Instagram, not really concerned with what was happening. They heard it happening, but it wasn't to the point where they thought this would be the result here.
Yeah, and it's just You think too, for all these kids who are testifying today, these teenagers, I mean, they've probably lived and thought about this moment, going into this courtroom, facing Carmelo Anthony and saying this ever since this happened.
Yeah, man. So he's basically telling the same story, man. The witnesses for the prosecution didn't paint out a good picture for Carmelo Anthony, man. They made it seem like he's the aggressor. They made it seem like he was the one that was, not following what the whole the group under the tent really wanted, right? So again, I'm playing this for y'all so that y'all can see the prosecution's version of the story is what the national media is kind of how the national media is telling the story. I don't know if that's the right way to tell the story. I know when I look at the facts, I know what they look like to me. But based off again what the prosecution's witnesses are saying, based off what I'm seeing in the national media and how they're telling the story, is not favorable to Carmelo Anthony. So again, I'm let's I mean I pulled a bunch of these videos. So I just want y'all to hear how the story is being told. You know what I mean? And how the prosecution's narrative is seeping into the national media's narrative, in my opinion. Here, let's take a look at this.
In North Texas, opening statements began this morning in the murder trial of Frisco ISD student Carmelo Anthony. He's accused of fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a 2025 track meet. Reporter Alex Boyer from our sister station in Dallas is joining us live. And Alex, we understand that they showed some surveillance video.
Actually, no, I didn't want to look at this one. I know which one I wanted to look at. You know what? Here, let's look at this one. Where is that video at? This right here. I want y'all to listen to this narrative right here. Let's listen to this
Footage
narrative.
in the Carmelo Anthony trial now released and played to the jurors. Not going to be sent out publicly, but we have some very good descriptions of what they saw today. But outside the courtroom, things are a little bit tense. And we've got a bunch of Carmelo Anthony supporters out there who are saying things like this guy right here, calling people racial epithets and encouraging the death of white people. He says the only good cracker is a dead cracker, is what this guy said at a courthouse, and there are white police officers standing right there going, okay, all right. So this is what the scene looked like. Then we'll zoom in and understand what the footage revealed, because the Daily Mail reports, I watched the footage of the race crime that is now splitting America. What I saw shocked me, and this is how it could flip the case. So more details on that coming up. And then the latest, they were in trial all day today. CBS News has reporters who are giving us text updates because the judge said no cameras in the courtroom, which is strange because we got cameras in the courtroom for Kyle Rittenhouse. Oh, yeah. We got cameras in the courtroom for Derek Chauvin. How come? Because they wanted a certain outcome. Now, though, this is a little bit too tense. Maybe there'll be another summer of love, and peaceful, but mostly fiery, or fiery, but mostly peaceful protests happening. Here is this clip from this guy outside the courthouse today.
Only good cracker is a dead cracker. Only good cracker is a dead cracker. Only good cracker is a dead cracker. Only.
So now, this is gonna be the running narrative, right? This is gonna be I don't know what's going on outside the courtroom. I'm sitting in California, man. But these are the images that the people who don't support Carmelo Anthony are going to use to try to make their point. I need y'all to understand this.
Good cracker is a dead cracker.
Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. And we don't really know if that's Carmelo Anthony family or if that is a feeling that is shared across his constituency. But
right. So he's attributing it to the family and to his constituency. It could just be a random person that's supporting. But again, narratives are gonna be scripted based off what's going on in this case, whether y'all like it or not, man. And this is just one of those narratives, you know what I mean? That oh, it's a bunch of angry black people out here supporting Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what the narrative kind of is shifting to.
There was a lot more from this guy and others, and here is another video. I'm not actually going to play this one because he's dropping F-bombs and all sorts of other things in here. He gets very, very aggressive, and they were getting in people's faces, just kind of losing their ability to control themselves and just like jumping into people's faces and threatening them, saying, I'll fight you, come fight me. And in this one, you can see it's the same guy, but he's saying, I'm going to push you if I get close enough, push you right into that grave. What? Frontlines TP USA is there. F.U. Cracker, Neanderthal. A large group of Karmelo Anthony supporters are screaming racial profanities at an organized Metcalf rally, which is Austin Metcalf, the deceased, who was stabbed in the chest and died in his brother's arms. Outside of the Collin County Courthouse, one supporter screamed, you gon' end up like Metcalf. You gon' be pushing up daisies. That's in the video. I don't need to play it. You get the gist of it. I don't know. Is this a self-defense situation? Prosecution calls our first witness, Judge. We call Mark Porter. Mark Porter comes to the stand. You want to tell the truth?
So again, man, they're trying to build a narrative, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They're just trying to build a narrative. I don't know what's going on outside the courtroom, but there's a narrative being built. I want to see if y'all can see it too. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel.
Confrontation. The self-defense argument was that Austin pushed him. Austin pushes Anthony. Anthony fears for his life. Dude's bigger than him, so he stabs him in the chest, killing him. Now, the Daily Mail did not detect anything that indicated that chaos was about to ensue. Strict guidelines were enforced for viewing the footage. Reporters were only permitted to take handwritten notes and were barred from capturing or republishing stills or even clips, which is interesting because, you know, we saw the George Floyd video on repeat 24/7 for months. Captured by high-angle camera positioned near the press box and typically used for football broadcast, the footage shows the tent at the top of the screen. Students are sitting idly beneath it, waiting for the competition to start. Here is a little bit more. So they went and took some photographs. Approximate location of the tent here. Metcalf's body was moved down here. We've got another angle. Police investigate the scene under the tent where the stabbing took place. Anthony says he stabbed Metcalf in self-defense, but the Daily Mail says there was no evidence of an altercation. There is Austin, 17, bleeding out.
Okay, so the Daily Mail is reporting that there was not even any evidence of an altercation. So if there was no altercation, then that means that Melo just stabbed him for no reason. You see what I'm saying? Like these are like the dog whistle reporting that I'm seeing out here. It's incomplete storytelling, whether it's, you know, this outlet or that outlet. So what I'm trying to do is just get the perspective of the people that are actually in the courtroom and what they say. That's the closest I'm gonna be able to get to it, right? And even that has a lot of inconsistencies, man. But another thing I'm just noticing is just the narrative and how the narrative is painting Karmelo Anthony, you know, similarly to how the defense is trying to paint Karmelo. I mean, the prosecution is trying to paint Karmelo Anthony. Let's see what this video narrative is.
Today, more witnesses taking the stand in the trial of former high school athlete accused of murdering another teenager at a Texas track meet. Karmelo Anthony, he's claiming self-defense. Prosecutors, however, are calling the stabbing death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf a senseless murder. He was stabbed in the chest after a confrontation began between the two. Now it's up to the jury to decide exactly what happened on that fateful day, April 2nd, 2025. News Nation's Mill Hayes has more from the courtroom. Mills, and there was testimony today on a Saturday. What did we learn?
That's right, Hannah. The state of Texas rested their case this afternoon, and then the defense then began bringing up their witnesses. So Karmelo Anthony, he is charged with the murder of Austin Metcalf, whose track teammates describe him as a leader who would stick up for others. But the two teens, they went to two different high schools, but they were at a track meet last April when an argument happened over seating, and Anthony stabbed Metcalf with a pocket knife in the chest. And Anthony claims that he acted in self-defense. But today, the state called up the medical examiner who conducted the autopsy report, who found that the cause of death was homicide, a stab wound to the chest by a 3.5-inch knife.
Yeah, let me spin that back for y'all, because this is what this reporting is saying about what the homicide investigator is saying.
Anthony claims that he acted in self-defense. But today, the state called up the medical examiner who conducted the autopsy report, who found that the cause of death was homicide, a stab wound to the chest by a 3.5-inch knife.
homicide. That's what the examiner, the wording that the examiner is using. Let me spin that back. Let me spin that back. Because that, again, words matter. How people narrate what's going on here matters, especially somebody as important as one of the medical examiners. So let's hear how he is categorizing this incident.
The state called up the medical examiner who conducted the autopsy report, who found that the cause of death was homicide, a stab wound to the chest by a 3.5-inch knife. Metcalf.
So again, I just want people to understand where I'm coming from. I pay attention to, I'm an analyst, man. Like that's what I do. You know what I mean? In my daily life. When I ain't on here talking to you motherfuckers, you know what I mean? I'm analyzing big checks and big numbers, man. And so, but that's just, it's just kind of in my nature to, you know what I mean, to break shit down. Because I feel like everything that big starts from something small, man. And so I just always understood that. And you got to break shit down sometime to really understand its components. And so that's what we're doing here, man. We trying to understand what the components is of this case. And I think that the national narrative is being led by the prosecution's narrative. And I think that's dangerous for Karmelo, man. And I do. Um let's take a look at another video. CBS Texas. Let's see how they're portraying it.
Welcome back. Frisco high school students who witnessed the fatal stabbing of Austin.
Was that? Oh no, I think we already watched this. I think we already saw that one. Let's look at this one. Did we watch this one already?
In North Texas,
Yeah, we
opening
did.
statement.
What's this one? I mean, I'm trying to tell you, I've been tapped into this shit all day. I'm just trying to see what the narrative is and who's telling the truth and who's giving different facts and statements.
Major developments in the track meet stabbing trial. In an unexpected move on this rare Saturday session of court, the state rested. The defense is now calling witnesses. Karmelo Anthony is charged with murder in the death of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet in April of last year. Our senior crime and justice reporter, Rebecca Lopez, is covering this trial from us from the Collin County Courthouse. She joins us live right now. So walk us through what happened today. A lot, Rebecca.
There was a lot that happened today, and it was surprising that the prosecution did rest its case after the jurors heard from more student witnesses. They also heard from the medical examiner, and they heard from one of the students that was under that memorial tent that was both friends with Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony. And what it showed us today is that sometimes witnesses can really remember the same event very differently, and while they generally agreed on what happened, the details widely varied. Now, one of the most anticipated witnesses was that student who knew both Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. He testified that tensions escalated after Anthony was asked to leave the memorial team tent. He told jurors Anthony became angry, challenged Austin to move him, and appeared to be provoking a confrontation before Austin put his hands on him. He described Austin falling backwards, lifting his shirt, and yelling that he'd been stabbed. He also said he and Karmelo Anthony were not good friends. But on cross-examination, the jury was shown photos of the two together at parties, social gatherings, and at a track meet weeks before the stabbing.
Okay, I think that's some important information. Let me spin that back because the depth of the relationship between Karmelo and the Metcalfs has been in question. I've heard some people say they had no relationship. I've heard some people say that they were bullying Melo from the jump, from way before this incident. So let's see what the witnesses are testifying to.
Anthony became angry, challenged Austin to move him, and appeared to be provoking a confrontation before Austin put his hands on him. He described Austin falling backwards, lifting his shirt, and yelling that he'd been stabbed. He also said he and Karmelo Anthony were not good friends. But on cross-examination, the jury was shown photos of the two together at parties, social gatherings, and at a track meet weeks before the stabbing. This was in an effort to show that they were much closer than the witness acknowledged. And then when asked why he didn't.
Yeah. So it seems like this witness is testifying that, or I guess during this witness's testimony, pictures came up that Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony went to some parties together, and you know they might have been at a couple gatherings together. Let me spin it back and make sure that we're reporting the right facts. I mean, because this has been one of the main questions in this case. What was the relationship between Melo and the Metcalf?
Lifting his shirt and yelling that he'd been stabbed. He also said he and Karmelo Anthony were not good friends. But on cross-examination, the jury was shown photos of the two together at parties, social gatherings, and at a track meet weeks before the stabbing.
Oh, okay. I think they're talking about the witness here. I think the witness and Karmelo Anthony, I think that's what they're talking about, that they weren't good friends. But he's saying that they weren't good friends, but then I guess they brought up pictures of this guy with Melo and they're hanging out. So I think that's pretty odd. I think this is an odd little exchange. I mean, he's saying that no, he don't know Melo, but they got pictures of them hanging out together. And he's actually saying that Melo was the aggressor. So again, all these things are going to come into play when you're dealing with witness testimony. You know what I mean? And that's the main part of it. I mean, not the main part, but that's a large part of the case.
This was in an effort to show that they were much closer than the witness acknowledged. And then when asked why he didn't intervene, he said he really didn't know. And why he didn't tell his teammates that he knew Anthony to calm everyone down.
I think.
Okay. So could this have been the person that Karmelo Anthony was under the tent talking to or visiting or what have you? Who knows? Who knows?
I think you understand that they're still young, and it's just like anything with time. You're sometimes going to get some discrepancies within what they said. You listen for what are those big key elements or those big key points that someone's going to make, and whatever it is that they say, have they veered or varied off of that?
And the defense called its first witness a Centennial track coach who testified that there were no real rules, that no one could go into another team's tent. He says it's very relaxed at track meets and they often go into other people's tents. He also said that they did.
Okay, I think that's a key fact right there. I mean, there's been a lot of speculation about the tent situation. Can you go under people's tents? And this track coach from Centennial High School is saying, yeah, hey, it's pretty loose. Nobody's really tripping like that. People often go under other people's tents, and that was my experience when I ran track. I mean, we would go under people's tents all the time. Now, when athletes are getting ready to run and stuff like that, you don't really go over there and bother them. You want to let them get in their zone to do what they're gonna do. But for the most part, before the track, this was early in the morning when they setting up. I mean, everybody's kind of mingling and everybody. People showing up. People haven't seen each other since this meet or that place, and so it is kind of a familial type of environment. You know what I mean? From at least from my experience running track. You know what I mean?
Did not have a tent that day when it was raining because they did not have the manpower. And he also said that they always have a coach inside that tent because they know that sometimes there is a confrontation. There could be confrontations between students. And the defense is trying to show that they didn't understand why Memorial's players were so intent on not having somebody under their tent and why there was not a coach there supervising them, Teresa.
Okay, so in this reporting, we're hearing that there wasn't a coach. I heard some reporting yesterday when we covered, or maybe the day before when we covered this, that there was upwards of 4 people that approached Karmelo. One of the guys was distracting the coach while Austin and his brother were, you know, getting into an altercation with Karmelo. And so again, there's widening details with the even the information that we are privy to, but at the end of the day, the prosecution is basically saying, and the prosecution's witnesses are basically saying Karmelo wasn't supposed to be there. He was asked to leave several times. He was the aggressor. He was the one that caused all of this commotion. And so it's gonna be interesting to see what the defense has up its sleeve, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because again, I don't like the national narrative. There's a lot of things I don't like about this case, and I think that are ultimately going to railroad Karmelo Anthony. And I think, again, the jury makeup, I think the speed of the trial, and I think, some of the witnesses in the prosecution's narrative, and to a larger extent, more indirectly, I think just the national narrative itself is being ran by the prosecution's narrative. So, those are just the things I kind of see with this case that are going to be hurdles, in my opinion, for Karmelo Anthony. But shit, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe, you know what I mean? I could be completely fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? And for Carmelo's sake, I hope I am wrong from that standpoint. I hope he is free. I hope he's acquitted. I hope he gets off of this because I see the facts totally different. I mean, the facts that I can ascertain, even if I add everything in that I know and that I've heard, it still seems to me that two brothers tried to bully one guy for some reason and get him out the tent. Now, was Carmelo supposed to be there? That's still up in question. Or like, did he know anybody there? So I'm real, those are the details that matter. If he just didn't know nobody, okay, well, was it raining? Or y'all just being a-holes? I mean, that all comes into account too. But if he knew somebody there, or if he was, trying to see if he knew somebody and they just came out of nowhere and blindsided him, that's why all these things matter, man. What part of the story? Like, how long did he have his hand in the bag? Like, all these things matter because it just helps to describe what actually happened. You know what I mean? And that's how you get to the truth. You know what I mean? So we're gonna jump in a minute, man. But I want to spend a fair amount of time on this Carmelo Anthony situation. I got a few other things I want to talk about tonight as well. This the remix with Callie Dre, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy. You know what I mean? And yeah, so let's see a little bit more of this video. We're gonna see if we can get some more details, and we're gonna jump.
Rebecca, before we let you go, just a couple more questions. I think a lot of people expected that Austin's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, would testify. So why didn't prosecutors call him before they arrested?
Well, Hunter Metcalf has not been inside the courtroom because there is a rule that potential witnesses cannot listen to other testimony. And so he has not been in the courtroom, but our legal expert believes that perhaps the state is waiting to call him as a rebuttal witness after the defense finishes its case.
And then one more thing. I know the medical examiner testified. That can be really difficult for family members. So what was that like? How did the judge handle that particular testimony?
The judge basically told the courtroom, if there's anyone here that does not want to listen to the medical examiner because it's going to be very difficult to listen to, the details were going to be graphic and the pictures were going to be graphic. So he asked anyone that didn't want to see that to leave the courtroom. The family of Austin Metcalf did, in fact, leave the courtroom, as well as some other people that were there to watch this trial. And so then they did show the pictures of the autopsy, but only to the jury. The rest of the gallery didn't see it. But you can imagine, Teresa, it is a difficult moment. And that was a very difficult moment for Austin Metcalf's family.
It's so hard for everyone involved. All right. Rebecca Lopez, our senior crime and justice reporter,
Yeah. So I think we broke this down a fair amount, man. So we're gonna jump, man. But I just wanted to spend some more time. I got a few more videos I could run on this Melo situation. I may double back tomorrow, man, and run the rest of these videos. Because I think this is a very important case, man. I think that, this young man's life is on the line. And what the facts look like to me, I'm what I'm noticing is that other people are seeing the facts a different way. And so we're just gonna have to see, man. We gonna have to see how this plays out. He a first time offender. I doubt they give him life or anything crazy like that. But I think he got a solid 20 or 30 piece that's looking at him right now. And that I don't think that young man deserves that. And so we're gonna have to see how this all plays out, man. This the remix with Callie Dre. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channels, man. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, you know what I'm saying? Instagram, all that, TikTok, wherever you at, man. I'm gonna pull up. If I ain't over there, I'm gonna pull up, kick in the motherfucking door, talk a whole bunch of shit like I always do. And you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get some understanding out of all this shit. But we're gonna jump, man, because there's a couple more things that I want to talk about. I got a couple more stories I want to run before I get up out of here tonight. So we're gonna jump. Let me see where I want to go with this shit, man. Let's go right here. We want to do that. Or do I? Yeah, let's go here. So I want to spend some time tonight talking about this whole Sauce Walker situation. You know what I'm saying? Sauce Walker has been in the news this week. And this shit getting wild, man. Baby mama been on No Jumper platform, Adam 22, wilding out. He getting into it with Drake, been into it with Drake for a number of years. And so I want to tap into this story, man, because it jumped on my radar and I start I started digging into it. I was like, oh yeah. I gotta bring this to the people, man. I gotta bring this to the motherfucking people, man. So we finna dive into the Sauce Walker Drake controversy that's been playing out in the streets, man, and see if we can figure out what in the fuck is going on, man. Cause I still don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I still don't motherfucking know. But let's see if we can break some of this down, man, in a real way. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Put them badass kids to sleep. We gonna be rocking this motherfucker all night, man. This the remix with Kelly Drake. You know what I mean? Roll that weed up, pour that motherfucking drink up, and let's get to work, man. Let's get to work. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Hold up. Maybe we not getting to work. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. This shit fucked up. Yeah, let me try this again. Let me try this one more motherfucking time. Okay, there we go. There we go. We back. We back. Let's get it, man.
Murder Adam 22 for dropping this interview on YouTube. Sauce Walker wants to murder Adam 22 for dropping this interview on YouTube, and I can't even blame him, bro. Because you do this to me. If anybody did to me what Adam did to Sauce Walker, you got to sleep with your eyes open, man. In the words of Lil Durk, this just turned into a different animal, bro. I'm not letting this slide, bro. I don't care if Farrakhan gets involved, if the peace troops get involved, the United Nations get involved. I'm not letting this slide, bro. Oh, this white man is diabolical, man. This is Kylie. Adam just interviewed Sauce Walker's baby mama while she's wearing OVO merch as he's interviewing her, knowing that Sauce Walker and Drake is currently beefing. Now, Kylie is the baby mama who leaked the call between her and Sauce Walker, where Sauce Walker is going off on Drake and threatening to get Drake smoking his car shot up.
Don't say nothing about me with my baby mama or nothing. I'ma handle y'all. It's that simple. I don't give a what the consequences is.
Why, yeah, you handle me. You already handle me. So what the does it matter? You already put your hands on me. You already do all that already. So what the does it even matter?
I got you jumped by my hoes. I will put my hands on you though, but I didn't. You got jumped by my black hoes. It's shit on video.
Yeah, because you had me set up.
That nigga said you got dropped by my black holes, nigga. This shit on video. And Sauce Walker out of control, man. Shout out to Sauce, man. You know what I'm saying? Damn, he going hard on these motherfuckers.
Does that make you feel good?
I will get you jumped again. I don't give a like I get Drake smoked. I will get Drake.
That nigga said, I will get you jumped again, bitch. I'm not playing around. You thought this shit was a motherfucking game, bro.
I got you jumped by my hoes. I will put my hands on you though, but I didn't. You got jumped by my black hoes. It's shit on video.
Yeah, because you had me set up. Are you proud of that? Does that make you feel good?
I will get you jumped again. I don't give a just like I get Drake smoked. I will get.
Oh, yeah. See, this when it get real. Sauce Walker on his shit right now. Sauce Walker popping that H-Town shit right now. But shit, he might have said a little too much right here. Let me spin it back. Let me spin it back.
I got you jumped by my hoes. I will put my hands on you though, but I didn't. You got jumped by my black hoes. It's shit on video.
Yeah, because you had me set up. Are you proud of that? Does that make you feel good?
I will get you jumped again. Like I get Drake smoked. I will get Drake car shot at. What the
Yeah, he said that. You know what I mean? Sauce Walker said that. And so that's been a part of the controversy, man. He you know, this tape leak. Adam, I believe, leaked the tape. Sauce Walker going off on baby mama. Sauce Walker say he didn't have his black hoes jumping baby mama. And he had some niggas run down on Drizzy whip. So that's kind of how this shit's been kind of hit the media this week. You know what I'm saying? This information dropped and it's been buzzing, man. So we gonna tap in with this story, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Okay, you need to calm down.
No, I don't need to do nothing.
Yeah, you do.
Sauce Walker hit me up after I dropped my video. He said, Flacco, cut the malarkey, man. You know I'm the real ism. I'm a P. We break these women, man. I'm not tripping because You know, Drake stuffed some beef stick in her, gave her some diabolical strokes and sent her home. I'm not upset about that because he sent her home with some paper. All right, and she gave the paper to me. I'm a pimp. I'm not upset at no man cracking one of my broads. That's what they supposed to do. Sauce Walker said, for Flacco, I was upset because Drake and Adam 22 was gossiping about me, and Adam talked about it on his podcast. That's why I was yelling at her. And
Yeah, so Baby goes on the podcast and airs out all the business, man. Do I want to play? Nah, I think we gonna come back to Flacco. We gonna come back to Flacco because I want to play another video real quick. We gonna spin back to Flacco. We're gonna spin back to Flacco. But I want to play this other video real quick. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the motherfucking channel. Here, let's play this real quick. I want to go to I think it's Urban Central. All Urban Central. Let's check this out real quick. We're gonna spin back to Flacco though.
The video is too quiet, even at a 100%.
Nah, hold on, because this story just got way crazier than y'all think. First, the leaked phone call surfaces of Sauce Walker allegedly threatening Drake.
I will get Drake cars. Man, you better realize what the hell I give a fuck. Nobody talking about.
Okay, you need to calm down.
No, I don't need to do nothing.
Yeah, you do.
And Adam 22 pops out randomly with Sauce Walker's baby mama. Then Drake's camp responds, and now Sauce Walker is saying everybody got the story completely wrong.
Yeah, man, this how much dough I got out the hole from OVO. Just in case you want to know, yeah, it's the kid that did, not the
Hey, shout out to this nigga Sauce Walker, man. Yo, this is some shit, man. Put it in my motherfucking pocket, pimp. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, listen, that's how this shit goes sometimes, man. He out here flexing this shit. He on this ism. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, but this is a tough one right here. This is a tough picture right here. When your baby mama got the OVO gear on and she hugged up on Adam 22 giving the thumbs down. That's gotta hurt. Even for a P, man. That's gotta hurt. That's baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to pimping. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to pimping. But I know this shit hurt right here, bro. I know this shit hurt right here.
Then Drake's camp responds, and now Sauce Walker is saying everybody got the story completely wrong.
Yeah, man, this how much dough I got out the hole from OVO. Just in case you want to know, yeah, it's the kid that did, not the kid that didn't. The reason why the Sauce Word was written. Brand new make you popular. Hey, man, the man just dropped a whole new album, and every song is about me, baby.
Listen, hey, Sauce, no, he got the Sauce Walker in the background, got the brand new whip, and he say it's all on the bitch. AOB. He say it's AOB, man. So I don't know what story is true, man. We hearing from Sauce right now. We gonna tap in with what Adam and baby mama had to say as well. Nate said he gonna fuck her. Hey, shout out to Nate said it in the building, man. And that they could be. That's usually how pimping go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. When she renegade and she can't be saved, you know, shit. Sometimes you gotta go upside them braids, man. Oh, wait, nah, forget that. Don't even, never mind. Don't even worry about it.
Had the whole going deep sea, baby. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this situation's a mess. Now, when this story first started going viral, everybody thought that they knew exactly what was going on.
Last night, like Drake, it was like, yeah, you know, I respect him. He's a hustler. He made something out of himself out of Texas, but he just got to stop popping that shit that he ain't. And I'm like, yes, exactly. It's like, it's weird that me and Drake feel like we kind of got the same exact treatment from him.
Sauce Walker allegedly finds out about Drake's involvement with the mother of his child, gets upset, and the leaked phone call hits the internet. Pretty straightforward, right? Wrong, because while the internet was still trying to process the leaked audio, Adam 22 decided to jump right into the middle of the drama.
I met him back in 2000 24 on his birthday that he had in Houston.
Okay, and you were just at the club or something?
Yeah, it was like a private event. Well, it was kind of open to the public or something, and then I was invited, so I went and I brought a lot of my friends with me. I think I was with 8 or 9 girls, you know, we're all bad BBLs.
Okay.
He came up and introduced himself to all of us.
I'm gonna tell y'all where Sauce Walka went wrong. I'm gonna tell y'all where pimping went wrong, man. When you get these, you know what I'm saying, Instagram, OnlyFans thoughts, and you get them pregnant, and you already know what she on. You can tell what she on, man. What they say? I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't fucking with no broke niggas. You know what I'm saying? And Drake got way more money than Sauce Walka. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where you fucked up, man. You put your heart, you know, where your heart shouldn't be, man. You know what I mean? Only thing she love is money and attention. Please believe that. I can see that. It's written all over her motherfucking made up face. So that's just my take on it, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to this motherfucking channel, man.
Okay. And how long did it take before he figured out that you were Sauce Walka's baby mama? Because him and Sauce have like been kind of trading words for really like since like the very beginning of Drake's career, which is kind of crazy. A lot of people are just realizing that now.
I gotta stay in my zone. Say that we've been beefing down, but you on your own. So suppose that's the Sauce.
Okay, so it's being reported by academics that Drake's verse on Walk It Like I Talk It is really a diss to Sauce Walka. So y'all let me know in the comments. Is that true? Is the Drake diss on Walk It Like I Talk It really a diss to Sauce Walka motherfucking ass? Yeah. That's what they reporting out here on these YouTube streets, man.
First night, she gonna let me wrong. Now, that's supposedly still to Sauce, because the lore I'm getting, Sauce is saying, yo, I've sent Drake like 5 bitches. Drake has been f***ing women that have been in my orbit. He's claiming from
Like that was of interest to him.
Adam 22 posted up with Sauce Walka's baby mama, and then captioned the post, when one door closes, another door opens.
Where Drake is rapping about that, he's just rapping that subliminal. Okay?
In my zone, say that we've been beefing, dog, but you on your own.
Yeah. You can
Damn, you know what? Now that I think about it, that shit might have been for this nigga Sauce Walka, man. It might have been. Shit. I do remember that verse, man.
Social media reacted to that. At that point, people started talking about the leaked phone call.
Hey, fuck the leaked phone call. Let's talk about how the ass then leaked over the table that she's sitting on. Oh, my bad. My bad. I forgot that. Scratch that shit from the show. Scratch that shit from the show. My bad. My bad.
People started talking about the leaked phone call, started asking why Adam 22 was even involved. Because now what started as a Drake story suddenly became a Drake, Adam 22, Sauce Walka, baby mama drama situation.
Just a little baby mama drama.
But here's where things get interesting. Because Sauce Walka then came out and basically said everybody was focused on the wrong thing. According to him, this wasn't about jealousy. This wasn't about Drake talking to his girls. This wasn't about women at all. He claims the real issue was people discussing private business publicly. And Adam 22 helping spread the conversation. In fact,
shout out to Letitia Davis. That's what I said when I seen her sitting on that motherfucking table, Letitia. That see, y'all getting me sidetracked in this motherfucker. Hit that like button, man, and subscribe to this motherfucking channel. I'm trying to be good tonight, man. Yeah, y'all gonna make me be bad this motherfucker.
Sauce Walka doubled down. He even released a song called Baby Mama Drama, addressing the controversy head on.
So the whole lore is Sauce Walka. And Sauce Walka admits it to me. He says, I've made damn near $1 million off it.
addressing the controversy head on, which only caused more people to pay attention to the situation.
Just a little baby mama drama. Just a little baby mama drama. Just a little baby mama drama. Man, everybody went on my Spurs, huh? Yeah, man. This how much dough I got out the hole from OVO. Just in case you want to know, yeah. It's the kid that did.
Okay, but here's my question. If this was never about Drake, then why is Drake the person who ended up getting mentioned in the leak call? That's the part that people really can't get past. And things escalated again because people connected to Drake started responding. Drake's longtime associate, Chubbs, appeared to throw shots at the entire situation online, which immediately let everybody know that the mandem definitely seen what was being said. Me personally, I think that this was one of those situations where multiple things can be true at the same time. Was Sauce Walker upset about private conversations getting back to Adam 22? Maybe. Was Drake's name also involved? Clearly. Otherwise, none of this would have exploded the way it did. Was crazy.
Yeah. As y'all can see, man, this Drake and Sauce Walker situation, I guess it's been going on in the background. I mean, Drake been fucking on Sauce Walker bitches. It's been a whole thing, man. Let's check this out, man, because I wanted to get a little bit more into the actual audio. Here we go. Let's check this out.
Argument, and then me and his money almost passed out during the
document. Disgusting what Grand Mason 22 done cooked up.
I almost passed out during that time. And then probably the second time in Tampa, Florida, I flew out there to see him and I gave him some money. And not even 3 seconds after that, me and him got into an argument. And then
Hey, listen, that's where she fucked up. That's the oldest trick in the book right there. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, listen, you didn't have any mistake. And then immediately after that stack gets handed over, an argument ensues. Yeah, bitch, because he gotta go. Yeah, man, Pippin got some shit to do. But I wanted to dive into this Sauce Walker baby mama right here. She was the one in the picture that was hugged up with Adam 22 with the OVO gear, allegedly. Not even allegedly, because she admits it herself that she got knocked down by Drake. So let's tap in with this interview, man, and find out what in the fuck is going on, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
And he open hand slapped me in my face, and I had to get stitches in my mouth.
Well, damn. Okay.
Like
damn. She's saying Sauce Walker went gorilla pimp on her. After she handed him the bread.
My face, and I had to get not even 3 seconds after that. Me and him got into an argument, and then he open hand slapped me in my face, and I had to get stitches in my mouth.
Wow. It's like occurring to me how crazy this is as we're saying it, that it feels like his fan base are like the number one type of people that are like not going to be.
Okay. So she basically said she gave Sauce some bread. Immediately after that, an argument ensues, and Sauce Walker open-handedly slaps her in her motherfucking face. Allegedly. Ike Turner style. Allegedly. Joe Jackson style. Allegedly. Yeah. I mean, this is pretty damning testimony, man. You know what I'm saying? This is pretty damning accusations right here. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Sympathetic about this kind of thing, but really I feel like he kind of deserves to be put in the same category as like a lot of other people who have been exposed for abuse over the years. But
yeah, and that's that's why I'm here, is because I've dealt with it for so long. I've been dealing with him since 2020. So it's just like, this is my life that I live on a daily basis with him. And now I'm trying to navigate co-parenting with him. It's almost impossible. And I'm like, well, why not just tell everybody else? Why not expose it? I've already lived through it. He's already done the worst to me. So now coming to the internet and telling my truth and telling my story with him, what are you gonna do to me? I've already done the worst. I've already lived through it, and I can do it again if I have to.
This is Sauce Walker's baby mama describing her experience with Sauce Walker.
Right. All you have to do is just speak freely, and kind of paints the picture for the world to see. Because I mean, but he tries to cover up a lot of this stuff with like the whole pimp thing, right? Like this is all kind of justified under this like pimp persona. Like,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that?
I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's just, what's the point? You know, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But you're not going to do it with me.
Yeah. Because
Well, tell us how you really feel, Juxter. Tell us how the fuck you really feel, my nigga. Sauce a dope fiend and a hug. Outside, he just be fake. Damn, my nigga. What Sauce do to you? What the fuck did Sauce do to you, Juxter? God damn, my nigga. Fall back.
I mean, like so many of the people that I've had
Let pimpin' live, my nigga. Let pimpin' live, my nigga.
on the podcast over the years, or like people we talk about who kind of live by this like pimp code or whatever, and it becomes pretty obvious pretty quickly that like this is just like a front that you put on to justify all of this crazy fucked up behavior of
Yeah,
like
exactly.
shit with like extremely young girls, which you said you were freshly 18, so I guess it wasn't like breaking the law or whatever, but who knows. And then I mean, I don't know what you know.
Okay, so Adam say he busted her off the lot fresh at 18. So, yeah, I mean, ladies, listen. Ladies, it's message time in this motherfucker, man. When you go after these rappers and ball players and ballers, and I mean, this is the kind of shit that comes with the territory, man. A motherfucker that work a regular job is just too boring for you. Not enough excitement. But sometimes that excitement to get your ass whooped too. So just keep that in mind. I mean, do what you do, live your life. You know what I mean? Me Too movement and all that shit. But sometimes you get what your ass asked for. That's all I'm saying.
That's one thing I hear about these pimps a lot, is that like, as far as making money, you know, they're not following the law in the first place. So the age of consent is also probably not something that they're terribly concerned with.
Woo! Y'all be sure to wipe y'all feet. That mean hit the like button. You in the house of revolution. Like, share, subscribe, support the
Man, get the fuck on
platform.
with all this
Y'all
bullshit,
over.
bro. Get to the story. Man.
Independent. Is trying
Get to the story.
This woman
man.
was selling her. She was
Hold on.
fresh.
No, I mean, we gotta get
Got
to
the
some of this.
And everybody.
Is that it? This nigga just hold up, bro. I'm gonna be pissed off. This nigga just showed that clip, and that's the only part of this video. Get this goddamn video. Hey man, hit that Cash App so I can get this YouTube premium shit popping, so we can stop watching cartoons in this bitch, man.
Smart.
This all kind of shit pissing me off right now. This nigga's commentary is pissing me off. I want to hear, does she have anything more to say that's relevant? And it doesn't look like we're gonna get it on this clip. So let's go to another one. I mean, shit. We might have to spin back to this nigga Flacco. I may have to spin back to this nigga Flacco at this point. Yeah, that's what we finna do, bro. Fuck it. We spinning back to Flacco, bro. We spinning back to this nigga Flacco, bro. Damn it.
In this interview on YouTube, and I can't even blame him, bro. Because you could do this to me. If anybody did to me what Adam just did to Sauce Walker, you got to sleep with your eyes open, man. In the words of Lil Durk, they just turned me to a different animal, bro. I'm not letting this slide, bro. I don't care if Farrakhan gets involved, if the peace troops get involved, the United Nations get involved. I'm not letting this slide. We're at Drake. So I'm not upset. But here's the thing, okay? She did this interview. And during this interview, she essentially said that's not true, okay? Now, this is a he said, she said situation. You guys are going to hear both sides, and it's up to you to decide which side is the truth.
I met him back in 2024 on his birthday that he had in Houston.
Okay, and you were just at the club or something?
Yeah, it was like a private event Well, I was kind of open to the public or something, and then I was invited, so I went and I brought a lot of my friends with me. I think I was with 8 or 9 girls. We're all bad BBLs, look pretty, look good, so it caused a lot of attention. Mm.
Yeah, she said 8 or 9 of her own girls, a bunch of bad bitches with BBLs, caused a bunch of attention. You goddamn right. It most definitely did. Most definitely got Sauce Walker acting way out of his motherfucking character, threatening to shoot Drake car up and shit. Hit that like button, man.
He
Okay.
came up and introduced himself to all of us.
Okay. And how long did it take before he figured out that you were Sauce Walker's baby mama? Because him and Sauce have like been kind of trading words for really like since like the very beginning of Drake's career, which is kind of crazy. A lot of people are just realizing that now.
I don't know, maybe
Okay.
fairly quickly.
He figured it out.
Yeah.
Before we get this video started, if you want to learn how I made
My baby daddy went
to work with me, let's get started.
Party. My baby daddy went to the birthday party.
Sauce was there.
Yes.
Okay.
And he knew I was there. He had his little minions running around my section, keeping an eye on me. And then from what I heard, he was there for about 5 minutes and left because he was uncomfortable that I was there, and I'm sure he knew what was about to go down.
Oh, wait, what was going to go down?
I'm sure he knew Drake was going to talk to me and I was going to do what I was going to do. And I'm sure he had a gut feeling about it. And he didn't.
Oh, yeah. Well, so what was you going to do, baby girl? Let me know in the comments what she was going to do. She say Drake was in the building and Sauce knew she was going to do what she was going to do. What was you going to do, baby?
I want to see it happen in person.
Oh, wow. And yeah, I could have.
And I'm sure he had a gut feeling about it and he didn't want to see it happen in person.
Oh, wow. And yeah, I could imagine. That would be tough.
Leaving out the spot early because you know your BM a goer and you don't want your chest to hurt is a different type of pain, man. That ain't cool. But the significance of this and her telling this is her essentially illustrating, hey, me and Sauce was not even seeing eye to eye. He was avoiding me. So how he sent me at Drake or how he sent me to go at Drake to get his money and give it back to him, if me and him wasn't seeing eye to eye, I was going there because I wanted to sleep with Drake and I was going to get Drake no matter what. Now, Sauce probably found out after the fact, right? And when him and the girl got back cool, was kind of cool with her still effing with Drake. But Drake apparently sniped Sauce Walker's baby mama when Sauce Walker and the BM was not seeing eye to eye. And this is even colder when you take into consideration, Sauce Walker was at Drake's birthday party. That means Sauce Walker and Drake have finally gotten on some solid terms and have squashed the beef after a decade of beefing. And right when they squashed the beef, Drake sniped his baby mama. Yo, Drake a cold one, man. Now, it gets significantly worse after this.
Did he talk about Drake a lot?
Yeah. So, ever since my relationship with him, and that was 2 years ago, ever since.
Hey, watch how she paints Sauce Walker. Listen to how she paints Sauce Walker and her version of life with Sauce Walker in this motherfucker, man.
Since that happened, almost every conversation I have with him, with my baby daddy, he mentions Drake in one way or another. If I ask him and I'm like, hey, can you give me some money for Splash so I can, pay for his daycare this month?
Your child is named Splash, for the record.
Splash, yes.
Okay.
I could go a lot of places with that, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Baby name Splash. Shout out to Splash, man. Juxter said, what it is, she opening her eyes and stopped giving Sauce and keeping. You might be on that Sauce tonight, Juxter. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Shout out to my nigga Juxter, though, but I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel.
No, call Drake. He can do it.
Yeah, so she say when she asked her baby daddy to get some shit done, this his response.
he mentions Drake in one way or another. If I ask him and I'm like, hey, can you give me some money for Splash so I can, pay for his daycare this month?
Your child is named Splash, for the record.
Splash, yes.
Okay.
No, call Drake. He can do it.
So he's really
Damn.
butthurt about
So
that.
she basically saying every time she trying to get a bag out of Sauce for the baby Splash, Sauce telling her, holla at that nigga Dre, holla at OVO. Champagne pop, you got your bread. Damn. Damn.
That one, huh?
Yeah.
'Cause
90% of our conflict at this moment is because of Drake. And I'm like, that happened 2 years ago. Get over it. Like, why do you have your nuts in a twist over this man so badly?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is another message time for them. We gonna get some understanding in this motherfucker tonight. Okay, ladies, hold on. Is this thing on? Ladies, we ain't never getting over no other motherfucker that you done been with. Ain't no getting over that shit. Get over? Huh? What the fuck that mean? So that's just what it is. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to throw that out there and make that shit pretty clear. Get over what? Who? Huh? How? What? Nah, that shit don't even make no sense, bro. That shit don't make no sense.
Like,
fear women. Fear women. The broad went and got cracked by your top op. Her baby daddy's top op for 10 years. She went and got dug out, got cracked by him on the first night. He threw a pebble in the ripples. Drake was so deep in the recoil, he threw a pebble in it, bruh. Gave her devious, diabolical, stiff strokes.
Whoa, Flock, whoa. The views of this nigga are not the views of the remix with Kelly Drill. Let me just throw that shit out there. Cause he just went on a whole diabolical rant about another nigga's stroke game. So strike all that shit from the show. Just forget y'all even heard all that shit. I'm about to fast forward past this whole segment of this nigga's commentary just for that reason. Let's get back to the baby mama commentary, man. You borderline with this shit, Flacco. I'll be trying to let you slide, nigga. Let's go.
Drake had no intentions on ever taking her seriously.
Like, when did he find out that you were spending time with Drake? Like, how
I
did
think
that?
he knew almost immediately from the party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I remember the next day I woke up to him sending me a text message saying, I'm sorry and I love you. Let's, make this work for Splash and do what we need to do for Splash. And I just remember laughing at my phone like, you're pathetic.
Drake, that man wanted his family back, man. That man was begging for his family back, Drake. And you ain't let up on the bra, man. You ain't released the bra to go back home. What kind of man? Yo, we asked, what did Drake do to make them ninjas so mad when the entire industry gathered up around Kendrick Lamar to go at Drake? Now we understand. Now we understand, bro, why Drake has them ninjas so mad. And I'll be real, I can't blame him, bro. I think even the worst dudes, if you dealing with a girl, man, and you know you're not taking her seriously, you already hit it a good couple of times, and you get wind that her baby daddy is begging for his family back, and you're the only one who's standing in the way of that black family structure, that two-parent household. You the only one standing in the way for the bro to go back home. I think most of us, man, will exercise some decorum, will exercise some level of sympathy, man, and send the bro back home, man. But not.
Hey, how many of y'all sending the bride back home? Let me know in the comments, man. How many of y'all knocking them down and getting tender-hearted and sending them back home? Because the boyfriend at home crying and shit. The baby named Splash. The baby named Splash. You feel me? Shout out to Splash, man. Hey, Gesture said Saw sent that her got what she was looking for. Yeah. I mean, that's what we trying to figure out, man. Was she sent? Did she get sent? Or did she just choose up on a bigger fish? You know what I'm saying? You know, she don't strike me as the type, even though she dealing with Sauce Walker, she don't strike me as the type that'll get sent on some setup. She doing that because she want Drake to hit. That's what it looked like. She wanna, you know what I mean? That's what it seemed like to me. I don't know.
Drake, bruh. Sauce Walker was begging to get his bra back, and Drake wouldn't let her go back home. Now you cold, bro. This is not cool, man. This is not straight, bro. Sauce Walker has to send a cease and desist to this immediately. You cannot afford for a Sauce Walker fan to hear this. It's going to affect how we listen to the music. I'm being dead serious when I say this. It affects how we digest the music. I can't listen to my favorite Sauce Walker songs the same after. I just can't. I'm sorry, and I'm being dead serious here, man. I'm thinking about my favorite Sauce Walker songs, and the only thing popping up in my head is the Tony Ayo meme. Like when I hear breaking on a bit like Dolomite, sauce in my body, yeah, side to side, pimping on a bit, F selling what? Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Damn. Hey, listen. Listen. According to Flacco, this ain't me saying this shit. According to Flacco, Sauce and H-Town down bad right now behind a bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it sounded like to me, according to what Flacco is saying. It ain't me saying it. I'm not saying it. Texas don't be bad to me, nigga. I ain't saying it. But according to Flacco, y'all down bad about a bitch. It sound like me, man. So, yeah. Let's see what else we can get out of this story, man.
Ask a bit. Don't get your funny up. Get your money up. You don't. Come on, man. Yo, you got. Yo, Sauce, you got.
Hey, this guy Sauce looking kind of bad right now. I can't front, man. This guy Sauce looking kind of bad when niggas like Flacco is questioning your pimping, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? When you're pimping, they question, mate. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is out of control, man. This shit was heating up on the internet all week. I definitely wanted to come drop some commentary on this. Sauce Walker versus Drake. Baby mama in the middle. Adam 22 then inserted his motherfucking ass in the whole shit. This is a complete circus, man. This is a goddamn shit show.
Walker songs the same after. I just can't. I'm sorry, and I'm being dead serious here, man. I'm thinking about my favorite Sauce Walker songs, and the only thing popping up in my head is the Tony Ayo meme. Like when I hear breaking on a bit like Dolomite, sauce in my body, yeah, side to side, pimping on a bit, F selling what? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Right? We don't bit, we ask a bit. Don't get your funny up, get your money up. You don't. Come on, man. Yo, Yo, Sauce, you gotta stop this dead in this tracks, man. You got to address this head on. This is not cool.
You're only doing this because you saw me at Drake's party.
Right.
That's it.
Okay, as far as like as men, how would you compare Sauce to Drake? Like, who's more of a man, or who's like the better dude overall from your perspective?
I'll be 100% hands down Drake.
Why?
Like, if on a scale, Drake would be up here and my baby daddy would be on the floor. Yeah.
Well, damn. Yeah, you already see what she on. You see what she on already, man. Let me spin that back for the niggas in the cheap seats, man. You see what baby mama on already.
As far as like as men, how would you compare Sauce to Drake? Like, who's more of a man, or who's like the better dude overall from your perspective?
I'll be
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The way Adam 22 started that question off, I thought it was a little bit. Y'all already know. Zesty and a motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had the button. Shout out to my nigga Skull, man. He got the button. Y'all know what it is, man. But he cleaned it up at the end.
100% hands down, Drake.
Why?
Like, if on a scale, Drake would be up here and my baby daddy would be on the floor. You're a fucking Drake, you fucking da 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 da. They're fucking laughing at me. Adam 22. It just was never ending.
I mean, honestly, if I had to like summarize the gist of what Drake told me about him, it was basically like he don't got money like that, and this whole like cool player persona is cap.
Fucking fake.
He's like a psycho.
He still
These
calls
hoes.
me to this day asking me for money.
Oh shit.
Yes, and I'm like, dude, why?
But you have control of your OnlyFans now.
Yeah, for sure, and all of my money.
She said basically her and Adam 22 is basically saying that Sauce Walker is a fake P, and she's saying that he calling her for bread. I mean, but then again, if he's calling her for bread and she's giving it to him, ain't that what pimping is all about? So that's why I'm a little confused. Maybe she's a hoe and she just in a denial, because if she's still handing the bread over, then shit, bitch. I mean, what are we talking about? So this is where the story gets a little, you know what I mean? It gets a little weird to me. But it is what it is.
He don't got money like that, and this whole like cool player persona is cap.
Fucking fake.
He's like a psycho.
He still
These
calls
hoes.
me to this day asking me for money.
Really?
Yes, and I'm like, dude, why?
But you have control of your OnlyFans now.
Yeah, for sure, and all of my money. And mind you, I have grown and evolved, and I'm so much better now that I'm not in his life. And he sees that, and he's like, calls me, he's like, hey, can I get 30,000? And I'm like, for what, dude? Like, go buy some fucking diapers.
30,000.
30 bands.
What, like, why would he need to borrow 30,000?
30 bands.
What the?
I thought you have $22 million.
Yeah, and he's like taking pictures with like looks like many hundreds of thousands or like $1 million in cash. It's just kind of weird. Like, why do you have $1 million in cash? I don't know if like the IRS would take interest in that or anything. But
oh shit.
I don't know.
Oh shit.
I hope so.
Oh shit. I hope y'all see the play. Let me spin that back for the niggas in the cheap seats, man. I hope y'all see the play. Let me spin that back.
I have grown and evolved, and I'm so much better now that I'm not in his life. And he sees that, and he's like, calls me, he's like, hey, can I get 30,000? And I'm like, for what, dude? Like, go buy some fucking diapers.
30,000. What? Like, why would he need to borrow 30,000?
That's what I say.
What the?
I thought you have $22 million.
Yeah, and he's like taking pictures with like looks like many hundreds of thousands or like $1 million in cash. It's just kind of weird. Like, why do you have $1 million in cash? I don't know if like the IRS would take interest in that or anything, but I don't know. But
I hope so.
you would like to see him get audited?
He needs to.
I don't want to like speak that into existence, but they do like a hotline where you like tell the IRS.
Hey, you see how this mother, I don't want to speak this into existence, motherfucker, but you just spoke it into existence. You dig? Yeah. Yeah. Bolo Sauce, you need to be on the lookout, man, because baby mama Adam 22 look they trying to get a deep dive in your motherfucking finances, bro.
Investigate people and they'll like reward you.
Adam, yo, be careful out here, man. Be careful out here, bruh. This is a dangerous game, bruh. You asking a baby mama this, you telling the spiteful BM who was spiteful enough to sleep with his top op, his biggest enemy in the world at the time for 10 years. She was spiteful enough to do that. Now you're telling her step by step on how to report him for IRS fraud, to get him audited, put him in jail. When Sauce run into you, Adam, hey, bro, it's gonna be bad, man. This is just cold, man. I don't think content is ever this serious, bruh. It's never this serious, man. Get that man a prison sentence over some content beef. Yo, Sauce, leave this white man alone, bruh. It ain't worth Sauce. Leave this white boy alone, bruh. It ain't worth it. This white man don't play fair, straight up. Now, she breaks down where she believes Drake and Sauce Walker beef stems from. And I think this is probably one of the dumbest reasons to hate somebody or to dislike somebody. But, she breaks it down. Now, it's no secret because I think Sauce Walker also admitted that him and Drake is beefing because Drake didn't give a feature. Drake didn't give back to the city. And that's why. Now, she also confirmed the story that I already told, which is when Drake was like up and coming in Houston in like 07, 08, Sauce pull up on Drake for a feature. Drake didn't give it. No, 08, 09. Sauce pull up on Drake for a feature, for like a feature to check him. Drake had a gun on him. Drake didn't back down. And that was like the beginning of their beef. And since then, Drake hasn't given Sauce Walker a feature. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you got?
Shout out to First Lady. Meet me in the building. Salute, Queen. Hey, man. Listen, Sauce Walker, according to Flacco, Sauce Walker out there looking a little heartbroken behind his pretty little thing that went to Drake house. So that's where we at in the show right now. So, shout out to First Lady Mimi, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that, man. We gonna jump. I got like one more thing I want to talk about, man. I was gonna do another breakdown, but I think I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. Better yet. So we gonna jump, man. Cause I want to jump into this other story, man. This is the remix with Cali Drake, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy. Like, comment, subscribe to the channels, man. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, all that shit. Tap in Cali Drake, man. I'm gonna pop up like the motherfucker from State Farm, man. We gonna look at this right here though, cause I want to tap into this Lil Durk situation, man. It's been some news that came out on Lil Durk situation, and I want to tap in with what some of the updates is, man. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We finna get into this Lil Durk update real quick. Let's look at this real quick because I thought this was pretty interesting, man. Lil Durk shot a video, and Quando Rondo shot a video. I'm gonna tell you what the interesting shit about these videos is, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. It's the remix with Cali Dre. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy.
Need a new job.
Let's get it. Yeah, I need a new job. That's why I'm doing this YouTube shit, motherfucker. And you interrupted my show. Let's go.
Lil Durk, he chased down Quando Rondo. He chased him down, pulled the gun out, and shot them all in the back. Blew him down, killed them on camera. This happened in a music video, though. According to the FBI, Lil Durk showed the world what he was going to do to Quando Rondo in a music video and then thought about it and said, no, we're not going to release this video. Hit the like button. Goal on this video 1,000 likes. The FBI says that Lil Durk filmed a music video for Red Men, one of his songs. That's a dope song, too. That's one of my favorite songs of Durk, too. But Red Men, he filmed the music video, and he had a Quando Rondo lookalike in the video. He chased him around the city, followed him, chased him down, and then shot him down, blicked him down, killed him on camera. The Fed saying that actually happened, but with Quando Rondo, Cuz, and Lil Pop, Lil Durk was following them, and people got out and shot and killed his cousin trying to kill him. The feds say they got the video. It was in Durk iCloud or messaging or whatever messaging system that he has that he didn't get ready to delete. People done told on him. The feds got everything. They say Durk killed the Quando Rondo lookalike in the music video. And word on the street is Quando Rondo and them heard that Durk was shooting a video like that. So they end up shooting a video where they killed the Lil Durk lookalike in the video. And the crazy part is the person that Lil Durk is locked up for killing Lil Pop, he in the video, and he helping them kill the Lil Durk lookalike in the video. That's crazy, ain't it? The feds got a lot of information. Whoever telling on Durk, they done told them people everything. They got all.
So yeah, he's saying that Lil Durk, the feds got their hands on a video, the Lil Durk shot where he was running down on Lil Pop, and I mean Quando Rondo, and Quando Rondo, they got wind of it, shot their own video running down on Lil Durk, and so the feds is actually using this information in Lil Durk's court in his court case.
All kind of stuff, man. And it's crazy too because you would have thought Dirk would have moved a little bit different. I done said this in plenty of blogs. That guy rapped about how you don't move like this, how your phone could be wired, how the feds watching, don't trust your brother, watch your homie, and then he messed around and started talking on these cell phones and all kind of stuff like that. He was moving like very crazy in my opinion. But the one thing I can say is through them text messages, he knew somebody turned on him. He knew somebody turned on him. He knew they was against him, and he was already getting his team ready to understand that they finna go to jail. He was telling them, look, long as we stand strong together, don't break, it's nothing they can do. You know, so he was already getting them ready, letting them know we finna go to jail, but we gotta be quiet about it. I thought that was real strong, allegedly. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, but it's a lot going on in the rap community right now. You know, that
Yeah, so I want to check in with this other update, man. Let's look at this real quick. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man.
the FBI released more paperwork. Look, now that we a couple of months away from this trial for Lil Pop and Lil Durk and OTF, we get more and more paperwork. They recently released still images of like OTF Didi and Vonnie inside of an In-N-Out burger like 45 minutes after killing Lil Pop allegedly. So they releasing more stuff. We starting to see a lot of stuff. Now they letting us know more about the person who's snitching on Lil Durk. Hit the like button. Gold on this video, 1,000 likes. One of the shooters who actually built out that car and fired guns at Lil Pop. One of the shooters. He actually took a deal, you know, in exchange not to be charged, but he got to testify against Lil Durk. Co-conspirator number 2. We don't know who he is. He's an uncharged, unnamed co-conspirator. You know, the paperwork tells us that Flocka is one of the shooters. It tells us that Brown Eyes is one of the shooters. And it tells us that co-conspirator 2, who nobody knows, is one of the shooters. And OTF Boogie was one of the drivers. DD was like the money man, the recruiter, you know, the guy who put people on the play. Vonnie was the mastermind, the supplier, you know, the brains behind everything. Lil Durk was the orchestrator, the money man, you know, the person who was able to put the funds behind everything, you know. So
Allegedly. Shout out to Flip Mode Action in the building, man. What up with you?
they released paperwork today that co-conspirator number 2, that's the one who took the deal. Now, we don't know who that is. You know, he's going to testify against Lil Durk. He also then let the people know that it's other more crimes that was involved in Los Angeles that involved Didi and Lil Durk and him and other people. So Durk then committed more crimes in Los Angeles, according to what the FBI is saying. They actually using some of his text messages and iClouds and all that shit that, you know, they talk about. They got a text message of him saying, you know, bragging about it, the killings and murder, saying, you know, people don't slide, you know, they don't hurt nobody. They leave it all up to us.
So the prosecution is basically saying that it was other crimes committed out here in LA aside from the Lil Pops incident. They're also saying that according to one of the I guess co-conspirators, quote, niggas don't slide or hurt motherfuckers. They leave it all up to us. And so this is just some of the allegations that are being attributed to Lil Durk.
So I guess he might be talking about old block, or I guess the FBI saying that this death happened because of Get Back for Vaughn. The paperwork shows that Dirk was talking how he was saying them niggas don't be sliding, bro. They don't hurt nobody. They leave it up to us. So this crazy that Dirk was moving like that. He got.
So the significance of that, right? And I'm gonna show y'all another video, and it's gonna connect some dots. But the significance of that is that the feds is trying to paint Lil Durk as the main conspirator in this crime and other crimes as well. He's the ringleader. OTF is not only a record label, but it's also an organized crime situation based off what the feds is trying to point. You know what I mean? And so that's the danger in this whole thing, man. Is like, the feds are starting to try to connect dots between OTF, between Lil Durk, and there's definitely some people that's talking as well.
So many rap songs that talk about not moving like that and moving sloppy. So when I seen this, I'm like, I'm super shocked. But this is the thing that got me shocked when I look at this case and everything. We hear a lot of rumors, Ain't no speculation about who telling. When I first seen Lil Durk baby mama, okay, Lil Durk baby mama Fat.
Okay, yeah. So this is interesting right here. Truth tellers say it ain't no speculation on who telling. You know what I'm saying? And we all know who the fuck to Chicago know who the fuck telling. So he gonna break it down right here. And I actually remember this incident that he's talking about because I was on the internet and I remember it hit big that day when this incident happened.
Everything. We hear a lot of rumors, Ain't no speculation about who telling. When I first seen Lil Durk baby mama, okay, Lil Durk baby mama Fat, when she posted a picture of Vonnie with a rat sign over his face, that's all I needed to know. We didn't need to know anything else from that, but just that, So, that let us know that, he must have turned against Durk. And we hear other rumors, But this is the thing. The uncharged conspirator, the person nobody knows about. This Chicago, this Chirac, this the trenches. People would have been saying, hey, bro, dude, there's a rat. Dude, there's this. Dude, there's that. Now, it is a lot of speculation about Jam. We hear a lot of talk about Jam and OTF Jam and things like this. So I'm not saying Jam. I'm just saying I never seen Jam in the paperwork. But it's a lot of people tend to say that he's involved in this. But this the one thing, you don't hear nobody talking about this uncharged conspirator. In a culture, we don't keep secrets. People would have been like, he a rat, he ate the cheese, he bogus, he told on Smirk. Man, he did that, man, dude there, man. Bro, dude there told on Smirk. We would have heard that. The fact we didn't hear any of that, it leads me to believe. Now, I could be wrong, because I be wrong a lot. I could be wrong, but it leads me to believe that maybe this co-conspirator is somebody from Cali. Maybe this co-conspirator is like a Cali connect, somebody that Durk messed with from in Cali. Maybe he the reason why they knew Quando Rondo location, knew what hotel he was at. Because this person.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. It could be some California business going on. I would hate that if somebody from California is cooperating against Lil Durk. But I mean that's a possibility. As much as I hate to say it, you know what I mean?
Hasn't been throughout in the blogs. People not dissing him. OTF members, Durk homies ain't saying, dude ass bogus trying to get my homie locked up, man. Free my brother, man. And putting a red sign over dude's name or ain't nobody threw his name out. Which leads me to believe maybe he wasn't really affiliated with Durk now. Maybe this was an outsider. An outsider. And maybe this outsider connected. A lot of people point to a lot of this Chicago shit. Remember, this happened in Cali. So they did a lot of.
Yeah, that's important. It did happen in California, man. So let me know in the comments what y'all think about this Lil Durk update, man. True Teller, he going through the paperwork and he's dropping some pretty good information in my opinion, man. It was another video that I wanted to look at. Let's take a look at this update right here, man. Hit the like button, man. Subscribe to this motherfucking channel, man.
Después de un accidente, no acepte.
Nah, bro, not today. Not today. Not today in this motherfucker, man.
Made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
And new developments in the murder for hire plot that happened right in our area. Today, rapper Lil Durk pleaded not guilty of the case. Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Banks, was arrested in Miami last month and transferred to Los Angeles. According to a grand jury indictment, he conspired with others to murder a rival rapper.
The Chicago rap star is charged in connection with an attack that killed the cousin of a rival rapper.
The feds is not playing no games with Lil Durk. And the cold-blooded part about this whole demonstration is this right here. Look, this how cold the feds work. Look, they charged this man with murder for hire, right? And after doing their own investigation, and not only their investigation, but seeing what the Durk defense team was going to do, they said, oh, no, wait a minute, hold on now. We tripped up a little bit, right? This might be a little weak. You understand what I'm saying? So let's recharge him.
Right. So the feds is attempting to recharge Lil Durk. Right? They attempting to they really trying to put this work in on Lil Durk, man. I know a lot of people believe Durk coming home, and I hope he do, just for the sake of the hip hop community and the music. But the feds gonna have something to say about that. And so, what's being reported is a lot of people talking. It's some new allegations that's popping up. And so let's tap in with this and get the update, man. Hit that like button and subscribe to this motherfucking channel, man.
Let's re-indict him. And under this new indictment, hey, look, it's real easy for Durk to get convicted. Look, y'all, I'm talking about the way that they done charged Lil Durk. If they get Durk, let's just say if Durk beat everything except stalking, he looking at a life sentence for stalking.
That's wild. That's wild. If he could get convicted of one charge, this is what OG saying. If he get convicted of one charge, he facing life. Wow.
And the reason why this stalking carries a life sentence is because under the stalking, somebody was killed. You see? So they trying to hit this boy from all angles. And now that they done hit him with this RICO and calling it a Banks enterprise, it's not looking good for Lil Durk. I'm talking about this right here got to be the worst information that he has ever received in his whole entire life. But this is the way that the feds play. And we got to understand something. All the gangsters out there in the world, all the street guys out there in the world, this is the stuff that you signed up for. And I can hear y'all know, no, hood, man, we supposed to be slick and slide.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Every wannabe street nigga, every gangster, every hood nigga, is when you out there, I mean, this is what you signing up for, whether you know it or not, whether you got the paperwork and the return paperwork in the mail or not, nigga. This is what it is.
You know what I'm saying? We supposed to, be up under the radar. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be low key. Yeah, you can think you low key. The feds got a magnifying glass on the top of your ass, just looking at you like, oh, he think he doing some slick.
That's a fact. That's a motherfucking fact. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. I was just to spin it over to some other California shit. The Keefe D Tupac trial. Keefe D tell a story where his own homies was talking to the feds, doing deals with him. He doing illegal drug deals with him, and the feds was watching the whole shit for 5 years. So the feds ain't fucking around, bro. They'll sit and watch your ass commit crimes for 6-7 years and don't say nothing, thinking you a kingpin around this motherfucker when they got the microscope directly on your motherfucking ass, bro.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh, he texting on the new phone. He think we don't know that his boy just got that phone and gave it to him. You see? But no, this is what you signed up for. You got to understand that, street guys. When you are in those streets, you signed up for the federal government or the state to do you the same way that they doing Dirk. Now look, from a moral standpoint, that's unfair. You charge me with murder for hire, right? You can't prove that, or you can prove it, but it's hard to prove it because the only evidence that you actually have for murder for hire is convicted felons telling you that I hired them to go kill somebody. You see, in a defense attorney, he can shut that down. These guys is gangbangers, they're killers, they're street guys. They're lying, they're trying to save their own necks. You see, a defense can shut that down. So they said, no, we gonna up the ante a little bit. We gonna change it. We finna resurrect old cases, right? We finna change the whole title of the case to the bank enterprise so that we can hit this boy with the RICO.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And that's the dangerous territory Lil Durk finds himself in. Some of these old cases coming back from the dead, popping up in this federal shit. That's a fact.
Check it out. The problem with the old case is this right here. The feds realized the original murder for hire charge was flimsy because it was difficult to prove concrete reward or financial payout. They initially claimed it was paid in cash, then shifted to music opportunities. But because the co-defendants were already signed to or under the OTF umbrella, proving that angle directly was legally weak. So then they came with the new RICO strategy. The feds has pivoted to murder in aid of racketeering and conspiracy. The reason why the feds did this is because this is easier to prove. Under a racketeering framework, the feds don't have to prove Lil Durk directly text or commanded a shooter to pull the trigger. All the feds have to do is prove that Lil Durk is the leader or he belongs to the criminal enterprise. And the cold-blooded part about this enterprise that they are calling the Banks enterprise is that Banks is Durk's last name. And not only that, they are proving that Durk is the leader of OTF. And how they're proving that is because OTF is Lil Durk's record label. And the gang OTF, Lil Durk is the leader of the gang. And so that's how they are doing Lil Durk. Cold-blooded demonstration. So now to even make their case more concrete.
Yeah, that's a fact. So everything Hood Educated just dropped on y'all. The feds most definitely pick up cases. They most definitely is trying to put put all of these cases that Lil Durk got under the Banks enterprise, because that's Lil Durk's enterprise, that's his last name. OTF, they trying to say OTF, he the leader of the gang and the business. And so that's the playbook that the feds is using right now. You know what I mean? They most definitely digging up these state cases and seeing which ones they could pull back up on Lil Durk ass, bro.
The feds is resurrecting the 2019 shooting involving King Von, Lil Durk, and what's that boy name? Rest in peace, Bezu. And I think it was another brother. I think his name was Hella Bands. Y'all get in the comments. Y'all from the go. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, right? But they are using that old 2019 Atlanta attempted murder case.
Well, charges against Chicago rapper Lil Durk that stemmed from his involvement in a 2019 shooting in Atlanta have been dropped, according to Fulton County court documents. Tonight, we're learning more about the reasoning behind the decision and hearing reaction from the rapper's attorney. Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis has dropped all charges against Chicago rapper Lil Durk in connection to a January 2019 shooting near the Varsity restaurant in downtown Atlanta. Durk, whose real name is Derek Banks, was facing several felony charges, including criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, participation in criminal street gang activity, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon for his alleged role in the shooting, alongside now deceased rapper King Von. In May of 2019, the rapper left touring early to turn himself in to the Fulton County Jail.
For some reason, they decided that Mr. Banks was involved since some of the people he affiliated with were involved in the shooting. We strongly denied that.
Atlanta police said the victim, whose name was not released, was shot in the leg after an argument between a group of people near the restaurant. He was rushed to Atlanta Medical Center for treatment. A motion to dismiss charges filed on October 17th states, quote, "The facts of this case have been reviewed, and although probable cause existed for the defendant's arrest, the decision at this time is not to prosecute." So the DA's office cited prosecutorial discretion as the cause for dismissal.
But choosing not to is essentially code for we can't prove our case. Probable cause is an incredibly low standard. It's not like reasonable doubt at trial.
Manny Aurora, the attorney representing Banks in the case, says while it took some time, he believes it was the right decision on the part of prosecutors.
It took 3 years. He was never indicted. And our position has always been while he was present, he didn't do any of the shooting or wasn't involved in it.
Aurora tells Fox 5 they're now considering trying to get the charges expunged from Banks's record. And we reached out to the Fulton DA's office to get some additional insight on the decision not to pursue charges any further. We're still waiting to hear back.
And the cold-blooded part about that is this right here. That case was dismissed against Lil Durk. And so I can hear y'all now. You know, some brothers that are legal beagles that know about the judicial system, you might say to yourself, well, hey, hood educated, how can they charge him with that when that case was dismissed?
Yeah, most definitely. That's what the fuck I would be screaming too. You know what I'm saying? But it's the feds. It's the motherfucking federales, man. You know what I'm saying? It's them federales, man. They tricky. They tricky than a motherfucker, man. So they got all kind of ways and plots that they can run your ass up. And as you can see in the Lil Durk case, they most definitely is running that playbook to the fullest extent, man.
Ain't that double jeopardy? No. And let me explain to y'all why it's not double jeopardy. Because that was a state case. The 2019 attempted murder is a state case. This case here is federal. We got two different jurisdictions here. We have a state jurisdiction and we have a federal jurisdiction. You see? So that's how they're able to bring that case back up. But not only that, though, this is what blows hood educators' mind. This right here, y'all. Because according...
Yeah, that's a fact. So that's why. That's what the feds do, man. They can resurrect some of them that state activity and bring it to the federal activity. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a RICO situation. You know what I mean? Because there's relevance, especially if there's similarities, there's names, there's associations. Saying this person's in this organization and he's in this one. He's over here and you associating with this motherfucker. And so yeah, man, the feds will definitely do a research paper on your ass, man, and line your ass up for a number of years before they drop the hammer on you, bro. They got a above 95% success rate, and that you don't get that by fucking around, bro. So that's the reality of the situation that Lil Durk finds himself in, man. He's up against the odds, man. Not saying the feds that can't be beat, but shit, you know, Diddy offered him over 100 million, and they didn't move. So shit, you got to come with your A game when you fucking with the feds, man.
To the documents, the case was dismissed against Lil Durk and everybody else. And the prosecutor for the Atlanta case said that if King Von was alive, he would have been charged with the attempted murder. So in other words, exonerating Lil Durk and everybody else except King Von. But now they bringing that case back up. Yeah, because that case right there is going to act as the foundation of the bank's enterprise.
Yeah, I think that's important, man. Let's spin that back and let's hear what Hood Educated just dropped on y'all, because I think that's pretty impactful right there.
Yeah, because that case right there is going to act as the foundation of the bank's enterprise. That 2019 attempted murder case is going to act like this is the beginning of their criminal activity as OTF. You see what I'm saying? Because they can prove that OTF.
Yeah, that's the fact. Time stamping this shit. That's what we call a timestamp on the timeline. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna use that incident that everybody got dismissed, where they came out and said that King Von would have taken the fall for that had he not got unalive. They're gonna use that as the date to say this when OTF started all this activity that we on their motherfucking ass for this very day. That's what Hood Educating is breaking down for us right now. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. This the Remix with Cali Dre. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy, man. Let's get it.
Everybody that was involved in that case is OTF. King Von, OTF. Lil Durk, OTF. Bezu, OTF. Hella Bands, OTF. You see? Y'all see the pattern here? See, they gonna use that as the foundation of the criminal enterprise. They gonna try to prove to a jury and say, hey, listen, we can prove that they was doing criminal acts under the umbrella of OTF, which is a bank's enterprise, because he's the leader, he's the CEO. And now we finna show y'all all the other stuff that we can prove that OTF been doing. The feds have brought back to life the 2021 shooting against Quando Rondo. Now, according to reports, Quando Rondo doing the show down there in Atlanta. Oh, no, excuse me. Not Atlanta, but Georgia, right? He's doing the show down there in one of those small cities in Georgia. After he leaves his show, he goes to the gas station, Quando Rondo and his homeboys. Tell me why, when they're at the gas station, they get Swiss cheesed up. They get sprayed down. By the grace of God, ain't nobody died. But from my understanding, they were saying it was like 100 shots at them boys, right?
I remember hearing about that. You know what I'm saying? I remember that incident with Quando Rondo. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely some motherfuckers pulled up and try to lay him the fuck down at a show in Georgia. And luckily, you know, they're like Hood Educated said, and nobody was injured in that situation. But you know, that was another incident where the feds had their microscope going.
They are saying, the feds are saying that the shooting is a result of the killing of King Von. And the feds are saying that OTF was trying to kill what's that, Quando Rondo. They was trying to kill Quando Rondo then, but they missed him. And the cold-blooded part about that, they even know who was there, who did the shooting. According to reports, they are saying that Bezu was there and a couple of other OTF members. Now, it blows my mind. How do they know this information? Because these supposed to be street guys, and street guys don't talk to the police. Street guys don't do no police stuff whatsoever. But according to the reports, the police know exactly what happened. And so coming from the 2019 case, coming to this case right here, they are showing a pattern. The feds are baking a cake right now. And this is the cake that they gonna bake and they gonna show to the jury. Hey, listen, these guys are dangerous. You see, they tried to kill this man on 2 occasions. This is the first one. In 2020, this is the first one. And then they gonna break down the next one.
Yeah, so this the video of the Quando Rondo show, where they say shots went off over about 100 of the motherfuckers aimed at Quando Rondo's direction.
Shit, they're gonna have to tell me whatever. Don't. So, sir, was it the rapper that performed in Waycross? Was it the rapper that performed in Waycross? You ain't gonna tell me. I do want to go over there, so I can't. But they love me, though. Everybody love me right here. They gonna have to just tell me to turn around. Y'all, I'm finna try to get. Y'all, they say it's Quando, y'all. They gonna have to just tell me to turn around or whatever. Chris! I want to know so bad. Was it the rapper that performed at the club? Y'all ain't telling nobody that? Damn. I'll leave.
Please be a road to start with. You can stand over there.
Cause
just don't get in the road.
Damn. It wasn't the rapper, y'all. Please tell me. Damn. Oh my God. So this body's in the car? Oh my God. Oh my God. It is Quando, y'all. It's got to be. Oh my God. That shit crazy as fuck. Y'all, it's got to be Quando. It is, cause everybody, cause I had went to the other Circle K, and they were like, everybody kept talking about the shots that they heard. So evidently, what the niggas hit them with was some big shit. Cause niggas were way down the road, and they were like, "Shit, we heard the shots." I said, "How the fuck y'all heard the shots way down here?" They were like, "Hey, whatever the niggas had was big shit." I'm trying to find out. I don't know how true it is now. Don't hold me to that, but motherfuckers saying it was Quando. I don't know. I'm just trying to see.
This right here wasn't, the murder wasn't for Lil Pop. They was trying to kill, according to the feds, they was trying to kill Quando Rondo again, but ended up getting Lil Pop. You see, and the feds are connecting this by way of evidence, data, homeboys, some of.
Okay, so I think he's talking about the shooting here in LA. So this was the shooting that happened in Georgia, and then he gonna pivot to LA.
But draw though, this right here wasn't, the murder wasn't for Lil Pop. They was trying to kill, according to the feds, they was trying to kill Quando Rondo again, but end up getting Lil Pop. You see, and the feds are connecting this by way of evidence, data, homeboys, some of Durk friends. You see, from my understanding, y'all, they have people who was there, who was close to the hit, snitching on Lil Durk.
Yeah, I think we covered that a little earlier, man. It's most definitely some people in Dirk's entourage or his inner circle or that's talking, because the feds is most definitely getting lucky, cracking the box open on some jackpots with their investigation, man. I'm saying, so that leads me to believe that somebody is most definitely giving up information. There's been speculation on who that is, but it's most definitely somebody that's feeding the feds good information, man.
Two of his friends. It could be more, but two of his friends. It's telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help them God. You see?
That nigga said they pleading the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. You know what I'm saying? I please the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. You know what I'm talking about? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5th. That's it all day long. Yeah. Yeah, man.
When the feds get to talking about the death penalty and life in penitentiary and all that old type of stuff, listen, it's every man for themselves now. But wait a minute, street guys ain't supposed to do that. Y'all know y'all from the streets. Y'all ain't supposed to be doing no telling. Y'all don't talk to the police. What happened to hear no ill? I mean, speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil. What happened to all that old type of stuff?
Man, that shit go right out the window. When they get you in that box, listen, listen to all my young hustlers out there, man. When they get you in that motherfucking box and they slam that door and it's cold and you got them motherfucking handcuffs on you, they slide you that Newport. Yeah, you've been looking for that Newport all motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? If listen, if they really think they could get you, they might slide you a fish sandwich in that motherfucker. Fresh McDonald's McRib in that bitch. But they gonna want something in return. They gonna want something in return. And if you ever locked up with a motherfucker and you walk by, you happen to walk by the interrogation room and he eating on a motherfucking McDonald's fish sandwich with a Newport on the table and a fresh glass of orange juice, nigga, you might want to get you might want to get another lawyer, nigga. yeah, some strong shit is coming your way.
You see, street guys, y'all ain't following y'all own rules. And this right here should be a lesson to you young brothers and young sisters who thinking about getting in them streets. They don't even follow their own rules. You see?
Man, the only rule in the streets is it ain't no motherfucking rules. That's it. And yeah, it's labels and shit for snitches, but you know what? Back in the day, this shit was handled differently. Like, if you was telling them motherfuckers you wasn't coming back hanging in the hood, you didn't have the juice or the ability to get on a blog and pop your shit. You know what I'm saying? You had to really answer and atone for those, you know, community sins that you committed. That's how it used to go down. Today is totally different, man. Rats is making hundreds of thousands of dollars on the internet post rat career. These motherfuckers going to broadcasting. It's like when you played in the NFL. A lot of niggas played in the NFL or the NBA for a good 10, 12 years. And then they, CBS or NBC come scoop them up. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit with this telling shit now. Niggas got real careers after they rat in this motherfucker, man. You tell on some niggas and you might get a spot on No Jumper or some shit. You might get a spot on one of these other little publications. I mean, so, it's a brave new world out here, my niggas. To all my young hustlers, man, it's a brave new world out here. All this technology, it's a whole bunch more snakes in the grass. A whole bunch more motherfuckers is ready to stab you in your back, man. And they want to put all the shit on camera. And they gonna have their phone out while they doing this shit. There's some goofy ass shit going on in the world, man. That's why I'm here talking to you motherfuckers, man. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. This the remix with Cali Dre. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man.
So why would you follow them? Why would you want to be a part of that? When these guys right here don't even follow, I'm talking about the most major rules, the most important rules, they don't even follow. And then to put the icing on the cake, they bringing up that Stefan Mack murder. Now, it always been rumors, throughout, Chicago and through these blogs and stuff like that about Durk and OTF having something to do with the murder of Stefan Mack. And the reason for this murder, according to, streets and the federal reports, is that this right here was get back to Durk's brother. Durk's brother D-Thang got killed, shot in the head. And according to reports, they are saying that Durk wanted get back for that.
Yeah, most definitely. Allegedly, but most definitely I can imagine how he would want to get back. You know what I'm saying? That's his brother. I remember when D-Thang got killed, and that was, again, something that really hit the internet and had a lot of motherfuckers turned up on the internet about it. And, you had to imagine, if you had any kind of common sense, that it was gonna be some smoke behind that. So that's another incident that the feds are now trying to, bring into the game on this Lil Durk conspiracy, RICO.
You know, you can't just kill somebody's brother, especially in these streets or just anywhere. You ain't even got to be in the streets. If you kill somebody's brother and the brothers is close, hey man, you got to watch out. You see? But in this situation right here, this is some street stuff. Durk brother gets killed. Durk want the guy that killed his brother dead. And if not him, he wants somebody close to them dead. And he was willing to pay that money for it. You see? And the cold-blooded part about all that is that, look, they got all this stuff right here documented, recorded. Because, look, when these guys went to go kill Stephen Mack, they jumped out of the car, got to shooting at Stephen Mack. They didn't know that there was a security guard that was watching Stephen Mack as he walked to the car. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all a portion of the video. I can't show y'all all of it, but I'm going to show y'all the portion of the video when Stephen Mack leaves the, what is that called? It was a youth center. He leaves it and he looks over at the car. The guys that are about to kill him in the Chrysler 300, he looked at the car at least 2-3 times. And then the next thing you know, the car doors fly open and these guys jump out. And they jump out shooting. But while one of them is shooting at Stephen Mack, the security guard starts shooting at the guy that's shooting at Stephen Mack. The security guard didn't realize that the other guy started shooting at him. And that's how the security guard got killed. I mean, excuse me, he had got shot. But Stephen Mack got killed because the guy with the rifle chased him down. From my understanding, shot him a couple of times. Stephen Mack fell on a snowbank. That's when the guy ran up on Stephen Mack, shot him in the face and in the chest with the rifle. Now, upon trying to get back to the car, nah. And this is where they fucked up at, excuse my language. But once the car doors closed, the car automatically locked. So there was no way that they can get back in that car. They left their phones in the car. Yeah. And in those phones, there's conversations about being paid to kill Stephen Mack. But not only that.
Wow. Yeah, let me spin that back, man. I don't think y'all understand how deep this Stephen Mack situation is and critical it is to Lil Durk. And if it can stick, that's a game changer. That's a game changer right there. Let's spin that back a little bit. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, man.
Now, upon trying to get back to the car, no. And this is where they fucked up at, excuse my language. But once the car doors closed, the car automatically locked. So there was no way that they can get back in that car. They left their phones in the car. Yeah. And in those phones, there's conversations about being paid to kill Stephen Mack. But not only that, these boys was all, when they got caught, the guys that got caught for the Stephen Mack murder, they all on the phone talking about Durk paid them. They begging people through text, man, go get that money from Durk. This ain't free and all that old type of stuff. So it always been a connection there, but the state ain't never pick it up. But the feds did. Because the feds want Durk to do the rest of his life in prison. Those other guys, yeah, those right there are just trinkets. You know, they, okay, we'll take y'all too. But we really want the head guy. They want the leader. And that leader is none other than Lil Durk. They are saying that Lil Durk was so sloppy that he was leaving text messages, right? You know, he probably got emotional. You know, after seeing his homeboy die like that on national TV, this is somebody that he loved, he's close with. Sometimes you can't just, you know, stay how you supposed to be, especially when you dealing in this street type of stuff. You get emotional. And I believe that's where he slipped at, because he started sending out text messages talking about he's willing to pay people to get the get back for King Von. Not only that text messages though, because there's more. There's text messages of Lil Durk saying that, hey, you know, King Von death has turned me into a different animal. I can't let this slide. You see, Durk is saying that, look, I don't care what happened. If I got to sacrifice my life, if I got to go to prison for the rest of my life, if I got to sacrifice everything that I got, so be it, because I can't let this slide. We need get back for this. You see? And look, let me be 100. That's the gangster way. Those are the rules of the street. I don't agree with them. I believe that they are backwards. I'll partake in though, and that type of ideology, you know, I was a part of all that, and that was dumb. It was stupid. But you can't tell that to somebody that's knee deep in it, because they believe in it. And to
Yeah, I think that's a fact, man. I think that's a very factual statement, and you can look at Lil Durk going to $1 million worth of game with Wallow and Gilly, and Wallow breaking down in tears, trying to convey to Lil Durk and his crew, this ain't y'all made it. Like what y'all you got enough money to set your homies up, get these niggas businesses. When y'all young niggas out here with Lil Durk, find you some product to push. You niggas is you made it. Y'all gotta slow down. And as you can see, when you knee deep in it, man, you know, them streets be calling you. You know what I'm saying? And that's even no level of success, it seems, can substantiate for, you know, the activity level that's going on in the streets, man, is what it seems. Because, you know, we see a lot of motherfuckers like that go from the streets to fame and find themselves behind bars before they know it, behind some bullshit most of the time. You know, this is a little more serious because it's M's involved and different things like that, street beefs that connect back. But at the end of the day, shit, was it worth your life? Was it worth sitting in jail fighting for your life, man? When you got multi-million dollars in the bank and you multi-platinum out this bitch. I don't know, man.
them, that is their reality. That is their truth. And to go against that, hey, that's a problem. So, look, Durk was so upset with O Block, right? Because being that King Von was OTF, being that King Von is O Block, right? He expected O Block to lead the charge, right? And look, rightfully so. You see, I mean, I'm an unknown vice lord, right? And so, being that if something happened to an unknown vice lord, you will want the unknown vice lords to lead the charge. You don't want the travelers. You don't want the conservatives. You don't want the insanes, the mob. You don't. The unknowns should be leading the charge for something that happened to an unknown, right? Just to give it to y'all in that type of way. Now, O Block, being that King Von is from O Block, Durk expected O Block to be leading the charge, saying, hey, look, give us the financial backing, and we'll go to Atlanta or Savannah or wherever this boy at, and we will put that work in for our guy. But O Block wasn't putting in no work. O Block wasn't trying to lead the charge. And so the reason why this right here rings to me, because this right here should be a message to you young brothers and sisters. Look, all the time, if something happened to you, if you die, if you happen to get shot up real bad, your homeboys will turn their back on you. You see, it took some people that was not from O Block to get King Von's get back. And they ain't even really get the get back, if you want to ask me, to be 100, because Quando Rondo, he didn't kill King Von. You see? So why y'all want to kill Quando Rondo? Because he rapping?
Yeah, I think that's a strong point right there. I mean, you know, King Von wasn't killed by Rondo and Quando Rondo. And so I think Hood Educated made some strong points in this, man. Let me see if he got anything else on here that's of substantive value.
If that is the truth, OTF, Lil Durk, y'all target shouldn't have been Quando Rondo and Lil Tim. That shouldn't have been y'all target. They did not kill your homeboy. If that be the truth, your target should be the people that killed your homeboy. I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think y'all understand where Hood Educated coming from. Shout out to Hood Educated for that commentary, man. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. Is Lil Durk coming home? You know what I'm saying? Do Lil Durk got a shot to get back into the free world in this motherfucker, man? Or is it over? You know what I mean? Is he at his final destination in this motherfucker on earth, man? And which is behind that jail cell. So we got to figure that out, man. I think that's definitely gonna be in the air as far as how this case progresses, what direction, you know what I'm saying, the prosecution and the feds is gonna take and all that, man. This the remix with Kelly Dre. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. Shit, I'm gonna throw this link in the chat. If you niggas want to come up here and chop it up before we get the fuck out of here, I'm gonna put this link in the chat, man. If not, I'm gonna dip, man, and go tend to the shit I gotta tend to around this motherfucker, man. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. YouTube, what's up with y'all, man? Twitch, what's up with y'all? To all my kick followers, hey, salute to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. But yeah, we covered a lot of shit tonight, man. You know what I mean? I think we got a lot more in depth on what happened today in the Karmelo Anthony case. A bunch of witnesses testified that were on the scene. A bunch of the teenagers that was there. I think they said 4. It was a 4 or 5. The prosecution's witness list went down today. They also rested their case. Defense opened their case. But yeah, it was a lot of good information. Still a lot of inconsistencies that, in my opinion, still a lot of shit that we, you know what I mean, we need to substantiate and validate. I would love to see that video. You know what I'm saying? But who knows if that'll ever happen, man. What else we talked about tonight, man? The Sauce Walker and Drake situation. Man, oh man, oh man. Sauce Walker baby mama out of pocket out of this motherfucker, man. She out of pocket this motherfucker, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. But yeah, that's that man life. That's what he chose. Sometimes you get what you ask for, man. And you know, she looked like she's most definitely a handful. You know what I'm saying? What else do we talk about tonight, man? We broke down this Lil Durk situation. Yeah, it's they stacking the feds is stacking the deck against Lil Durk, and I think, you know what I mean. He shit. If they are able to resurrect these cases, these previous cases like Hood Educated discussed, then that's gonna be a serious problem because the feds gonna put a lot more resources behind these investigations of the D-Thing shooter, of, you know what I'm saying, the other 2 cases that was referenced in the shit. So for me, definitely got to keep our eyes open on what happened to Lil Durk as far as, you know, what the feds is trying to do in their investigation and how many of these old state cases that they're able to resurrect. Yeah, man. It's been a dope night, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. We definitely had a great night. That link is in the chat if anybody want to come chop it up. If not, man, I'm finna get the hell out of here. Cause I think we didn't accomplish the goals tonight. Skull Gang Toya, if you anywhere out there in this motherfucker Skull Gang Toya, God damn it, you don't ever disrespect my motherfucking Karmelo Anthony blogging over in this motherfucker, man. Talk about, I don't know what I'm talking about. You're talking about your blogging better than my blogging in this motherfucker, man. Nah, we ain't going for that shit around here, Skull Gang Toya. You know that shit, man. We ain't going for that shit around here, man. So yeah, man, shout out to Toya, man. She knows she on some bullshit sometime now. And this is one of them motherfucking times. You know, it got me hot around this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about your blogging better than my blogging. Nigga. You got me fucked up around this motherfucker, man. So yeah, I had to get on Toya ass, man. Man, listen. But again, everybody's gonna see the case different, and that's what I'm noticing. Like everybody's seeing the case differently, bro. There's points that Toya arguing, there's points I'm arguing. It's the version that the national media is telling. It's a version that the people that's in the courtroom is telling. It's just trying to get to the truth, man. That's the hardest part with this case. And even within the witnesses that was there on the scene, it's still a lot of things are still unclear. So we'll see how all that shit progresses, man. We're gonna be arguing about this shit for a little while, I would imagine. So, live to fight another day in this motherfucker, man. But this the remix with Kylie Drake, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. I'm finna get the fuck up out of here, man, because I got a little, few things I gotta take care of around this motherfucker, man. So, with that being said,
money on my mind, got my money in my mind. Money on my mind, got no time for that limelight. I'm from California, man, I guess we'll start with that. Banged out starter caps, glued to the cul-de-sac, looking like an artifact, trying to get that money back. Yellow jackets coming, mama about to have a heart attack. Southeast San Diego, we was at the heart of that. You moved about the hood, my nigga, you ain't want no part of that. Move to work and let the money drip the laundry mat. I pray to God the homie get his little daughter back. So many problems and it's not even a part of rap. So many suckers and they hating and they copycat. And life is bigger than these bitches that you hollered at. And if you bleed $1, better get $3 back. And all I'm giving is the facts. Pay attention to the stats and never making mention of the jacks. Gotta keep the money stacked, work your way through the traps. Money motivated to the max. Money on my mind, got my money in my mind right. Money on my mind, got my money in my mind right. Money on my mind, got my money in my mind right. Money on my money on my.
From a boat to a yacht. I'm going from a zip to a crop. Dodging these felonies and ducking these misdemeanors. Me and the fam team up like Venus through a Serena. Smoking with my feet up, still ain't put the heat up. Stalling shorty out, I'm trying to chill, she wanna meet up. I'm trying to change the color of my visa. If this rap is art, I guess I spit the Mona Lisa. I just wanna last forever. Private planes, we just trying to change the weather. I do it better, let it be known if you got a vendetta. Ready for war, now we gotta cash together. Take your names if you want it, you can get it whenever. I'm saying anybody man can get it, whoever. I get a lot of pussy, but I never been. So if you acting like one, I'ma rub it in. Hey. If it's money, I'ma get it. I just want it. You talking about money, then man, I'm with it. I just want it. If it's money, I'ma get it. I don't want much. I just want it. If it ain't about money, then I don't feel it. Yo, yeah. A couple $100,000 ain't shit. Nah, my mind on 100 mil. And fuck a deal, my only concern is coming real. I like the weed and visualize my enterprise. Money on the table got me feeling like it's dinner time. Sweets to Bellagio. Fuck a couple hoes, then I'm adios. Baby mama calling shit, I gotta go. Benz on the highway, weed in the ashtray. Ever since a youngin' been getting money the fast way. I learned young, all I gotta do is have faith. And stack pay to my last day like Mac Trey. And when the fame come, remain the same one. I might have made a couple dollars, but I ain't done. When I was dealing weight, I was thinking real estate. My name good, ain't no debate if I'm real or fake. Nah, we smoke weed just to heal the pain. Cause having fame without the money, it don't feel the same. Shit, I want it all. If it's money, I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I just want it all. You talking about money, then man, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. I just want it all. If it's money, I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I don't want much. I just want it all. If it ain't about money, then I don't feel it. I just want it all. I'm about to go from coach to a private plane. I just want it all. Make it rain, flood the streets, I'm about to hydroplane. I just want it all. I'm going from a boat to a yacht. I just want it all. I'm going from a zip to a crop. I just want it all. Real niggas respect it. Hustle without a neck now. Murder another record, but still I'm trying to perfect it. Kick it like David Beckham. Cut him, but I don't check him. Spark up another session. You wish you had my connection. Roll through the intersection. Probably go hydroplane. Going from baggage claim to flying in private planes. Flew in from Seattle, and I came here to rain. I just want it all. I got my hands in everything. Hey, if it's money, I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I just want it all. You talking about money, then man, I'm with it. Just with it. I just want it all. If it's money, I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I don't want much. I just want it all. If it ain't about money, then I don't feel it. I just want it all.